What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Thunderstruck. Rory Sherman, driver number 3, Toyota Tundra. Here with my beautiful wife, Amanda. You have to introduce yourself.
I'm
It's your
just sitting here
third
watching
show.
Eric's edibles kicking. Hello, Amanda,
Oh,
driver of the 88. That's pretty much that. So throw it up top there to Mr. Greg.
what's up, everybody? Driver of the 55.
See, he's as bad as I am with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, we got a full house here tonight. All right, I'll keep it moving. We'll go to my co-hostess with the mostest. What's up, Tommy?
The mostest is an 8th place finish. That's all I can ever get is driver 34. Glad to be back on a Friday night. We're doing things a little bit differently this week. And if speaking of different, we got 4 faces up here. The last one is that way. Eric joins us tonight. He's currently eating.
Introduce yourself,
Trying to
Eric.
make the 43 great again.
The Brady Bunch.
Gotta suck on that lifesaver the entire show. Make it last 3 hours.
I got those at my desk at work. Oh yeah.
Whole bag.
Eric, introduce yourself.
Oh, this is Eric. I'm the drive the 43 and try to make the 43 great again, but
Yeah.
not doing such a good job.
I saw Mike Stuyvesant was in chat.
Mike Stuyvesant. I figured, don't he own all those
Stiverson.
Dodges? I figured he'd be working on those, trying to get them back running, but okay. Whatever.
It took a break.
Right, Tom?
Yeah,
it's
it was
on
funny.
you.
All right. Well, no, I was talking with Mike. I was trying to get Mike up in here. I messaged him a couple of weeks ago. I said, yo, you got to come join us on a Monday night. He says, I'll join the week after I win a race. And sure as hell, he finished second last week. So I tried to give him hell and say that he told
Close
me he was
enough.
going to come up. Yeah, close enough, right? Like, we'll take what we can get. We'll take what we can get.
We don't have all goddamn day. Come on.
But I had messaged Eric a couple of weeks back when we were first start talking about this. I was like, yo, you got to come on this. And he says, well, I can't really do Mondays, got some things going on, but if we ever do a Friday show, he'll be able to join us. And luckily enough, Eric gets to join us up here tonight. And Greg joins us for our second time. Greg, you just went to Texas a couple of weeks ago. Kind of go through how was Texas? I guess let's just do this. What was everybody's first race and tracks that they've been to?
First track I ever went to was Vegas, which was actually the year Earnhardt died. So we were in Vegas for all that, and that was kind of sad actually because they had his car at Hard Rock. I think it was Hard Rock, and just covered in letters and flowers and all that stuff. And they put a big old number 3 coming out of turn 4 in that dirt section that they have in the grandstands. And so yeah,
Were you still living in Texas? Were you living out there?
No, I lived in Oregon then, and we had just we'd already had tickets when Daytona happened. So yeah, that was kind of a rough first race to go to. It had just a weird atmosphere to it. Even in Vegas, it was weird.
In Vegas back then was what, race number 4 on the schedule? 3,
Yeah,
something like
yep,
that.
third or fourth one. Yep, it was fresh. Yeah. So yeah, that was my first one. Texas this last week. Yeah, that was a good track to go to. I mean, I think it gets a little boring sometimes on TV, but man, in person, we sat at the end of the front stretch, right where they come out of pit road, and I mean, I think they're doing about 195 right in front of us, and I was hoping we'd get a little more action right in front of us because Xfinity and trucks were all wrecking in the dog legs there, but no, we didn't go then. We had we're about a 2.5 hour drive. We're by Austin, so we're 2.5 hours from the track. So we just went the one day. But
did you see that videos? I think it was Carson, host of ours, somebody had posted it of the fans fighting in the stands down on the entry to turn 1, and I was gonna send it to you and be like, "Yo, is this you?" Because it's
That's where
two
Greg was
dudes
at.
just yeah, and I was like, and you could see like the pit road exit sign, and I was like, "Yo, these dudes are like slobber knocking. I bet one of these is Greg."
I was the one taking bets.
He's
Fucking
the one
empty
that
beer
filmed
cans.
it.
Yeah.
I've been to two NASCAR races, both in Talladega. Of course, my hometown of Pensacola has the Five Flags, so I've been there a few times. But Talladega was wild. The first one I went to, I guess it's probably been 15, probably maybe more than 20 years ago now. The first time it was the race where it went completely caution free. It was over in like 2 hours, and we drove up from Florida there to go see it, not too far, and it was like zoom, 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 zoom. Good night, and that was like no wrecks. You're going there expecting to see blood and guts, And Daryl Waltrip, I think it was right near the end of his little run, so it's been a while back. And then I went back a second time, and there was one yellow flag but no wrecks. So I've been to two Talladega races with no wrecks, but the second
Wow.
one had a caution. So
I don't know.
that
I
was
feel like
crazy.
since
I
the
take it
implementation
that
of
was before
stage
stages.
racing, yeah,
Yeah, there was no stages, right? And see, you was talking about the fight that you saw. Well, first time we were there was this guy. We were in the stands watching the race, and this guy comes along, no shirt, shorts, probably in his 40s. He just come out of the woods wherever he lived at, but he had like a 12 pack of like, I don't know, Natty Light or whatever, the Bush Light, whatever it was. And there was like two in there, and he's just holding on to the box. He's bloody. He'd been in a fight. And of course, he stops and looks up toward the stands and just gives just a yell, typical race fan, and
Woodman
everybody's
yell.
looking at him. He's just bloody. He's got more beer in the 12 pack than he did teeth in his head. So it was like
Oh,
crazy. So it was wild. I mean, it was like absolute chaos. If you think you want total freedom, go to a NASCAR track without any cops, know where you look, people fighting and naked and sex, and you think chaos is total freedom. No, you gotta have some rules.
Yeah,
But it was
I've been
crazy.
because we're talking about doing that Talladega meetup thing, and
Hmm.
so me and her started looking at campers. So I joined Talladega Infield Facebook page. And it's probably the
Oh no.
coolest group I'm in, and I don't say anything. Just reading everybody's posts in there is fucking awesome. I'm like, holy shit, that's what really happens in the infield. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's fucking lawless in there.
Well,
The next morning there was a whole group of people that died in the tent from carbon monoxide poisoning overnight
Jesus.
that had stayed there. I
well,
guess it was cold. I can't remember.
Fred was telling us last week. He said when you walk through, I don't remember if he said Darlington or Talladega, but he was like, you better watch out because they throw firecrackers at your feet as you're walking by.
You
Mm.
motherfucker, don't do that. Get flip flops on. What's wrong
It
with
took
you?
us 4 hours to get out of the truck. We left, we got in a truck, and 4 hours later, I could still see the stadium behind us. We were just sitting there waiting to get out. It was
It's like Pocono. It's like
forever.
one lane in, one lane out
Oh,
through the fucking
horrible.
woods. Horrible.
Horrible. I had a migraine too. It was just killing me, and I just wanted to throw it. It was bad.
Oh,
Bad.
What's the first
We
track
got
you've
home.
been to?
What changed? When did you first go, Eric? And I guess when did you
Oh,
last go to Talladega?
man, it's a couple of years between them. My brother was a local rep for PPG Auto Paints. He was the guy that would go to a lot of the shops if they had problems with the paints peeling or orange peeling, and he would kind of go see what their issue was and straighten it out. So he got free tickets from his company. So that's how we went. Now I wasn't a huge NASCAR fan at the time. I only when Jeff Burton got right around the time he started is when I really started enjoying watching it. I don't know why it took me so long to get into it, but once he got in the '99 Exide, that was kind of the beginning of where I started following it. But so it would have been whenever Daryl Waltrip was running the Tide machine. He was on 7 cylinders most of the day, about half a track behind everybody else. And I was
like
going there. I
Bart.
kind of liked Daryl Waltrip at the time, Mr. Nice Guy. I didn't know anything about his earlier career, and he's kind of like George Foreman. Everybody hated him early, and then he got this nice persona near the end. I guess the PR guys told him whatever.
You better make nice.
Right? Yeah. So, but I didn't know all the stories of the cheating and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
So
they all did that.
that's fine. Yeah, it's part of it.
Ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Nah, it's just a bunch of people running around trying to get track position. Which I don't
Yeah.
know. Just different
Tungsten
game.
butt plugs in.
Yeah, all that. But
Amanda, what about you? Where'd you first go and most recently go?
My first NASCAR race, probably 2005, a couple years after high school. I lived in Northwest Jersey, so it was Pocono. It was only like a 2-hour drive. It was like 10, 12 of us. We're all so excited. A big Junior fan, obviously. I'm like, fuck yeah. It took hours to get there because literally the road into Pocono is like one lane this way, one lane that way, trees all on the side, and fucking bumper to bumper for hours, no matter how early it went. Rain delayed, stood under the grandstands with everybody for hours. They start the race. I'm like, fuck yeah, I get to see Junior race. Lap one, him, Gordon, Stewart. They all fucking took each other out. And like the right in the middle, right after turn one, just fucking destroy each other. And I'm like, Tommy Jr. is gonna go back out there. And they're like, nope, he's done. Gordon's done. Tony's done. And they're naming people off. I'm like, I have waited fucking months and hours standing in the rain to watch him race. Then I went to Pocono, I think 3 more times after that. Rain delay every time. Dover 6 years in a row, right at start finish line. The 2 tracks I've gone to, and we always caravanned, 10, 15 people.
No,
Get up
we went to Daytona.
in Daytona where we met Dalton. But other than that, those were, I think it was 9 races total, and then we saw Daytona right after COVID. So yeah, Pocono. Not a fun track to go to. I wouldn't pay to go to Pocono again.
Oh, Stuyvesant, you got one on my bucket list. I want to see Bristol Night.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that would be nice.
Oh,
I want to
I
go to
wish
the
I would have known
500.
more about Dale Earnhardt Jr. I wish I'd have known his personality, why he was racing. I'd have been a bigger fan.
He's
After
so
finding
funny
out.
and nice, and we
He's
just watched the
introspective.
Rowdy documentary, and just the way he talks too. Like on the Rowdy documentary, he's like, Kyle Busch is a butthole. Like he just called him a butthole in a documentary. Like he's just a funny guy. So we listened to his podcast. Him and his wife Amy now have their own podcast. Like
That's
we're,
not that good.
it's funny. Like he's just funny. Like he's amusing to listen to, and I don't know.
But he has a lot of introspective and insight into
Yeah.
things. He's kind of
Yeah,
like
he does.
Rogan on his interviews. He's a very deep. I think he's deeper than people.
He's
Probably
smarter
give him
than
his
people. I mean,
his
Darrell
flowers,
Waltrip
yeah.
actually said it once to Senior, and that's why they got in a fight a long time ago. Darrell Waltrip said on camera, "Your son belongs changing oil at a mechanic shop. Like he shouldn't be driving." It was like a whole big controversy and everything. He's smarter than people give him credit for. He's a smart businessman. So is his sister, his whole family.
His instinct
turned
was right.
His sister
His
turned him into a
instinct,
smart
yeah.
businessman.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
fucking idiot.
No, he's not an ace.
Yes, he is. She tells him what to do.
Why
He's like, okay.
learn the things you don't have to learn that other people are really good at? He is a people person. He's a fucking spokesperson, like beyond belief. He knows how to play the game to keep people happy to get the money coming in. So he does what he's good at.
There's a few.
He doesn't mind. He doesn't mind doing that either. He doesn't mind taking second fiddle. He doesn't have that type A
He's
thing
humble.
going.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a few people in the sport that I think have made bigger contributions after they've left a driver role.
Yes.
Junior is certainly one of them. I think Jeff Burton is probably one of them. Parker Kligerman, kind of now in this day and age. I mean, Benny Parsons was a great driver
Buffet Benny.
and a great champion, right? But they bring like this expertise that like Rick Allen or whoever else just puts on a stupid headset doesn't have, you know.
Well, I like Junior's story too with the guys that he helped come up in their careers. Like he had his house where they slept till noon, they got up, they either raced in real life or like he had Truex sleeping on his couch. He had his friends living with him. They would sim race, get drunk all night long, go do real racing, but like the guys that couldn't afford to get their own place, he was like, you can just live with me. Like I'm a bachelor, just come live. And that's how Truex got the way he is. I don't think Josh Berry lived with him, but a couple of them like pre his marriage, he was like, just come live here till you can get on your feet. And he's really groomed a lot of young drivers, and they've got a lot of talent.
Yeah, Truex was found out of NR 2003, racing on like those SMS lobbies and those open speedway servers, and so it's come a long way. I remember a race back, I want to say it was like 2006, 2007. Truex was still in the one car, and I guess they played a clip over the radio, and he said, I don't know if it was Junior to Truex or Junior to Junior, whichever way it was. And he said, tell him Talladega TR or BR, whatever it was. And that was the version of the track that they ran, and that track had a great high line, and they were able to communicate, because that was back before they could talk to each other, because they used to be able to do that.
Yeah,
in,
that
like,
was pretty cool when they could do
the
that.
tandem days, yeah. But
Want to know mine?
I've heard
What's
a story
yours?
like
Next
9,000.
question.
I got some stories. I got
Hey,
stories.
we gotta say like why you went to so many as a kid, like what your dad did. I think you said that last time.
Oh yeah. So my first one I ever went to was Watkins Glen, obviously, because it's only 45 minutes from us. And I started going when I was 6 or 7 years old. My dad would always go down with his buddies camping. So I'm thinking now that my mom like forced me to go with them or force them to take me. They used to lock me in the box truck and then go out
They
partying
went
all
with
night.
a box truck. That's what they
Yeah.
drove, a
He
box
built
truck.
a deck on top of it.
So they didn't have to rent like a camper. They took a box truck.
Yeah,
and
we all just
they would
fucking
lock
sleeping bags
Corey in
box
the
truck.
back of the box truck while they
Yeah.
went.
So you
They
wonder
hear him
where all
banging.
this came from. But I remember there were some funny stories. I know Eric was talking about cops being around the infield and all that. So I remember these two cops were walking around, and the guys had a fucking wallet on fishing line, and they threw it in. We were parked right up to the thing, so the cops are walking down the dirt road, and oh no, actually, hang on. Before that, they had a fake payphone, and they put shoe polish on the thing, and they called the cops. And were like, "Oh, somebody needs help or all this." So the guy puts up to his
Oh,
ear.
no.
He had shoe polish. all
Late
over his
80s
ear.
jokes.
Yeah, so they wiped that all off. Well, then down the road, like maybe 50 feet, they had the wallet on a fishing string. So the one guy bent down again, they pulled it in.
So stupid.
And then what was another? Oh, this guy stole a bike, I guess the story was. So they had him in the back of the cop car, and they're in the front talking. Well, they left the fucking window down the back. The guy's handcuffed, jumping out the fucking window. They're trying to shove him back into the cop car.
He doesn't remember anything about the races. He just remembers.
I remember
shit.
the only
Wait.
race I do remember, because I stopped going when I was 13, was I must have been 8 or 9, and they always did the pool, pick your driver, throw in $5. So my dad put it in, and I was a Jeff Bodine fan, so I'm like, Jeff Bodine's gonna win it. And he ended up winning that race, and I think with my winnings, I bought myself a new Huffy mountain bike.
Corey, were you the fan that jumped over? Remember, I don't know, 2007, 2008. They're sitting under red flag. Fan jumps over the guardrail, runs up
Ran
to
up
Matt
to-
Kenseth's
Oh, I
car. and was like,
remember that.
"Here, sign
No.
this."
He's like, dude,
I
I'm
was-
busy.
I was there when JD McDuffie died, though. We saw his car come back around. They had the tarp over the car, and my daddy was like, "Oh, I think he's still in the car."
Yeah.
Mm.
And then
You're talking about having that wallet on a string. We did that as a kid. I was probably 13 or 14 in our neighborhood. And we had some woods along the road. Well, we did that, and this guy stopped, got out. When he bent over to get it, we yanked it, He looked up at the wood. He got so mad. He drove it was an old Nova. He drove it into the woods trying to run us over. Of course, we had room to back away, and he rammed it all the way up to like the back window glass, just mad, and backed away and left. So that's
Oh
probably
my
the last time we did that. Yeah, been there, done that one.
Yeah. And that's also where I saw my first pair of titties when I was little, 'cause they made me hold the sign that said, "Show me your tits."
Well, the Talladega story has some of those in there too. I left them out.
I can see your dad standing there with a cigar
Yeah.
going, look at the sun.
No, he smoked Newports back then.
Oh,
That's my boy.
That's my kid. 7 years old. Like, I'm in kindergarten. Different world back then in the late 80s, early 90s.
can't
I
lock
don't know
a
if
kid
it's
in the
much
back of a
different.
box truck now. So.
Yeah.
We used to
Greg
ride
might
around
know.
in
Greg's
trucks.
only 22.
That's right.
He
Yeah,
said
I don't know if you
21
guys remember.
before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Recent one was, like she said, Daytona, which it was fun, but it was also a shitty weekend because we went to the
Fuck,
Xfinity race.
Rained.
They got like 20 laps in, and then it rained, and then they canceled it to
Well,
the next day.
10 more laps, then it rained.
Then the next day it was like a fucking 100 out, so we had to watch the Xfinity race in the morning, then hang out for, what are you gonna do for, this was like, she said
Drink.
COVID, there's no trailers, or they had like an iRacing thing, but it was 2 laps, who could get the fastest lap qualifying at Daytona. I'm like, that's fucking stupid. So they had that, and then there's like maybe what, 4 or 5 trailers.
Gary.
Yeah, Gary. I'm surprised Gary doesn't go
Gary
to
and
that
Ed
just to
wasn't
win that every year. Fucking guy can qualify at super speedways. I just can't do it. Yeah, it was fun. And my mom wasn't too happy with me because she broke her ankle a few months before. She was limping around, and I wanted seats right at the top, so I
The
could
new
see,
grandstands
I could
all the
see
way
whole
up.
track.
That was a struggle to get all the way up there. And Dalton Kilroe, he races with us every now and then, takes like 19 provisionals a season.
Yeah.
He was with us, and yeah, it was brutal walking up and down. Probably 90 degrees, 80% humidity all day long. Not a fucking cloud in the sky. It was brutal.
Come on
Bush
down.
lights got
Sal.
warm fast.
What was yours, Tom? What was your first one?
First was Pocono, 2004,
Ah,
3, one of the two.
5, I think.
You're 5 in
I went
2004.
to a bunch of
2000.
Poconos
Oh.
probably every year up until 2010, 2011. Got away from Pocono, started going to Dover.
Like me.
Went back to Pocono, but since then been to Richmond, been to
How's
Watkins. No,
No.
Martinsville, Watkins Glen as kind of like an arrive and drive. There wasn't a race there. That's fun fact. That's why we're running the boot.
The boot.
And whenever we're running it.
Oh, that's when you can just show up and take your car around the track?
Yeah. Well, I'm following the car in front of me. Have no clue where I'm going. Well, I know the track, right? But we come out of the carousel. I guess it would be the carousel, and they go straight up in front of me, and I'm like, "Where the hell are we going? I don't know where we're going." Took this little Nissan Sentra rental car into the grass in the boot. But been to Daytona a couple of times. I think the coolest, funnest one because of my love for the track was taking a trip out for the truck race when they did Milwaukee for the 2 seasons. Only did it twice, but Milwaukee was a fun track. We rented an Airbnb within walking distance of the track, so we were like, "Oh, all right, we'll just walk over, bring all." So we leave the Airbnb, we lit up the cooler, dragging it along like a dead animal behind us because we're like, "All right, we're bringing all the drinks because we don't have a car." We get to the gate. Guy looks at us. He says, "You can't bring a cooler in." I said, "What the hell do you mean we can't bring a cooler in?" He says, "You can't bring it. Now we got to drag this dead animal back to the house." And we were like, "We're not going to do that." So we sat outside the gate, like 20 feet outside the gate, sat up on the grass for like 4 hours, just pounding them until we could go in. Yeah, no, that was a fun time because I really enjoy just Milwaukee, just racing there. It's a shame they took it off the truck schedule.
I want to go to Phoenix.
Do you remember the race?
Sit up in
Do
the
what?
dirt.
You get bit by a
I was
race
gonna
thing.
say if you remember the race because you're hammered before you even get into the gate.
Oh man, yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. Milwaukee was a good time.
Speaking
Wish
of
they
a
would've let
race
their
that
big
nobody
train
wants to remember, do you want to recap Bristol?
I thought Bristol was pretty good. Like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of
We're-
Pocono, let's just talk about Pocono. It's coming up.
Pocono Tuesday. What do you guys think? We're gonna be out of here by 8:30.
Where are we starting, Corey? What do you got up first for Bristol?
Oh, you want to
For the Savage Edge 250.
Yeah. You know,
Again, another race that Corey sponsored and had a
don't
DNF this
spoiler alert.
season. I brought it up in
And
chat
we don't
before.
know yet.
Yeah, I guess go over all your stats for it, and then I just got the standings and the wild card, and then the clips.
All right.
Oh, you have your stats ready, Mr. Stats?
See him clicking through
No,
the screens.
yeah.
The
No,
lights changing.
No, you said that you were gonna go through the. Oh hell, I don't know. Go through the clips. Let's go.
Unprepared.
Well, no, we do the clips after. Do we? Yeah, we do. Who won the race, Tom?
Winner of the race, Cody Heinzman. Winner of the race, Cody Heinzman. Second place was Mike Stiverson. Mike joins us out in the chat tonight.
Steverson.
Steverson, Stiverson, depending on who you ask, when you ask.
Right.
Depending on what night it is for Joe.
Exactly.
We had that man down there below me, finishing up in the top 3. So kudos and congratulations. Yeah, I thought.
Yeah. This is new. This is new news.
Greg, bring us through because so kind of put some context in there.
Yeah, talk about your race.
No, well, talking about what Tom's talking about, Eric to me came out of nowhere because he was just kind of hanging towards semi back, or at least that first stage, and I'm worrying about Cody, and him and I are playing chess with tires and pit stops and stuff. And Eric gets a good jump, and like I don't know what 10 laps into that run, you just go flying by my outside. I'm like, man, he must be a lap down on fresh tires or something because he is flying. I think 2 laps later, I radio Tom, and I'm like, well, crap, Eric's on the lead lap. He's trying to chase Cody down now. Just came out of nowhere. So yeah, I didn't even know he was right there till he blew my doors off. But
that stuff don't bother me. Yeah, no, I laid at the back for. I almost got lapped 2 or 3 times by the leader because I only had 1 in spin. I was on a 1 in park, so I'm like, I'm not going to exit early. So I'd ride around till he was about 2 seconds behind me, and then I'd race hard. And before they could get to me, there'd be a caution and then a caution, and then all of a sudden, I probably stayed out during 1 pit stop, and I got a little track position. And from there, I said, I might as well race now. And I got lucky, and we didn't have that clogging pile up, so it worked out.
You mean the 34 was out of the way by that point?
Yeah, once
the
he got
55 was out of the
cleared
way.
All right. I'm riding along behind Tom, and all of a sudden I see he just does a big spin. And I'm like, oh, where did that come from? Because that's not like Tom.
Carrying down, Ed Yerging brings home a top 5 finish in 4th. Gary Bowman, top 5. Larry Bell. We talk about Larry each week on here, trying to get into the playoffs. He's slowly creeping up and making himself more of a staple and securing a spot into the playoff standings.
Well, he hasn't been getting back since he usually sniffs out and just drives into him.
Yeah, he was the last car on the lead lap. He completed all 250 laps. Amanda Sherman, whoop whoop. Amanda Sherman finishes 7th. I was 8th.
Nice.
And Andy Cork and Logan Spencer
8th.
making his debut.
I got 7th.
Finish.
You guys were both a lap down.
Doesn't fucking matter. At least we finished the race. Unlike some people in here.
Greg.
Hey, too soon.
Like, oh shit,
Larry
there's Greg in the
Bell
wall.
definitely improving.
So stage 1, stage 2, winner of both stage 1, stage 2, Greg Mitchell was down below, and then it kind of all went. Well, spoiler alert. It kind of all went south from there. You know, I mean, last season, Greg, we didn't have the playoff points. We had stage points, right? And I think when I was setting it up, I didn't realize the importance of having the playoff points, because you win a race, you're good. You're in the playoffs last season. This season, now there's an additional added benefit because you had Cody coming with like 5 to go in a stage or something. I said, you better get up there and protect those stage points because you need them. So yeah, I'm glad that we put the playoff points in. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out over the courses of the short 3 races. Because remember, they get reset.
Well, I'm sure Cody's at fucking 20 right now. Pretty soon, by the time the playoffs come, he doesn't have to race.
Well, but that's why they're getting reset every round, right? So he only has those 20 for the first 3 races.
Yeah.
So theoretically, let's just say, in an alternate universe, he has a really bad first 3 races, gets no playoff points. You know, he could start with the same amount of points as everybody else, and be several playoff points down to start round 2 of the chase. Or that's
Yeah.
assuming he makes round 2. Maybe I'll just go out there and like wreck him each of those 3
Yeah,
races.
someone needs to. We need a bounty. No, I'm really glad you put the playoff points or the playoff points into it too, because it's kind of like when you win early, it's kind of like it's win or nothing,
Yeah.
or actually it didn't even matter before, but
Yeah.
it's kind of cool because I mean, like, yeah, I screwed up in the third stage, but like Cody and I broke even on points because I was able to get the first 2, so that part's kind of nice to where I can at least still get two playoff
Yep. Yeah.
points, even though I didn't win.
You actually earned, so you finished, Cody finished first, you finished 12th, but because of the playoff points or not the playoff point, but the stage points that you got, you actually had 10 more points than him, finishing 12th than he did winning the race.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, and what Cody did was he kind of threw away stage 2 to set himself up for stage 3. I think he pitted because we got a caution right before the.
Yeah, he was like, "I'm going in." I'm like,
Well, I even said
"All
to
right,
him,
cool. I'm staying out."
he was behind me when there was a couple laps left going to the end of the second stage. I'm like, Cody, don't you fucking pass me. I need these stage points.
He got that damage, and then he thought it was his tires. But
that's what he said. He's like, no, I'm not even going to try. And I'm like, what game are you playing? He's like, no, I got to save these tires because I need to make them last. So he was really working that tire strategy, like middle to end of that stage already.
Yeah, and it was a smart move because he was right behind me. I think he just kind of assumed he wasn't gonna get by me on that one. So it's like, to him, 9 points for stage points don't matter. He needs either to win the stage or nothing. So he made the right move there to set himself up for stage 3. So that was good on his part.
Yeah. Had a whole bunch of yellows.
I love
23. I think I saw the final count.
So not saying it's my favorite thing, but when we get to like caution 8 or 9, it's like I always say, I'm like, Tom sounds like he's getting annoyed. And then when somebody starts giving a detailed explanation and you key up over them, I can't help but die laughing. Like, oh, we just told him to shut the fuck up with a simple button press.
But in the channel that we're in, because Greg and
I forgot who it is, but we'll say it was Casey. I think it probably was Casey. He was like, "All right, 52 claim, thank you." He's up right over it.
We're top of him, right?
I'm just driving my head back. I'm laughing. I'm like, oh, poor Tom. I almost keyed up and was like, Tommy, you had a room on that piece of paper yet? But I didn't want to press my luck.
I try to be, you try to be as straight across the board as possible, because like when I'm in the room, sometimes, most of the time, Greg and I are in the same voice channel, and I'll let out a like, this is ridiculous, or we need to stop wrecking or something, but it kind of starts and sits there, right? Like I don't try to let it come across.
Do you guys start like, because we always have bets before we start, do you guys in your group chats talk about over-unders of cautions?
I think I said 14 wood stages.
I wouldn't say that we do.
Oh yeah, that's what we do almost every race. We're like, how many cautions you guys think? So we all start taking bets, like
with stages or without stages.
I think somebody said 17. I was a little optimistic. I said 7, and then
I think I said 14.
Yeah, then stages. We got into not even to the end of the first stage. I'm like, oh, I thought we were talking about the first stage.
Well, yeah, a bunch of yellows came out. We got some replays. Corey, I didn't clip every single one, but there are certain drivers that I got both of. So why don't we see the replays, Corey?
Oh, we're not talking about everybody's race?
Where are we at?
What?
We did Greg.
Yeah, we just did Greg.
Eric finished. Well, Eric, tell us about your third place.
Well, no, Eric told us about his, kind of.
I just drive like I do every week. This time I showed up at the front. I was happy to do it.
Yeah, we didn't hear about your race, Tom. We didn't hear about Amanda's. We didn't hear about mine.
I mean,
I won't kid. I had a good time when I was actually chasing down Cody. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool because I don't have it. I'm like, well, he must be all tore up, or his tires are bad, or something, or he's saving gas. That's what I told Andy. I said, oh, he's just saving fuel, making it look good. It was fun. I give it a run. One of these days. That's why I'm on here tonight, because I figured you got to win to get on this show. I said, well, if I don't come tonight, I'm
No,
probably
you
never going
don't. We'll take
I figured
anybody on this
that's the
show.
requirement. I'll be there.
You did that, it'd
Yeah,
just be Cody and Greg on every week.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I was running
Dude, you
okay,
just
and
got down.
then I was running behind Ed in front of Eric, I assume. And we saw a lot of self spins off of 2, just single car spins, no contact, but just lost it off of 2, just went sideways. I got on the brakes, got hit by somebody. I guess they thought I was going a different direction.
Instead of
Had
straight.
some instead of straight, had some damage, and then was in the lucky dog position, which we'll see that
Jesus
as we'll
Christ,
see that as well.
Here
Greg-
we go.
I think
sent
I
me
was
a
one of the
message
only
yesterday.
people who heard you key up and say that too. It's like Tom's mad at you.
I
Um,
felt bad after I did it because
I
like
was
said,
the lucky dog.
No,
I'm
I
like,
told him
"Ooh."
because I'm like I didn't even look at my relatives to see that you weren't like on my lap or anything. I'm just like, well, I fucked up again. I gotta park it. I'm like, oh, Tom's in front of me. I'm like, I'll get a little bump and tell him, fuck you, I'm leaving.
So he just bumped him afterwards and took his lucky dog away.
What a dick.
I was like, why did Tom just say that? He's like, I bumped him. I'm like, in the accident? He's like, no. I'm
No,
like,
he,
oh.
he always pulls over to do race control. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get him.
Yes. See, Mike said he heard it too. Like, I was the lucky dog. I'm like, oof.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I was gonna like pull around and go into the pits. I'm like, I'm just gonna tow now.
Your tone of voice gives away like your exact feeling at that moment.
Yeah, but you try, like, I was MRFing this and MRFing that. Like, Greg was in the room, he was like, whoa, okay. But like, at the end of the day, right, like, did it change my finishing result, or when no, it didn't. I was gonna finish 7th or 8th or 9th after my spin.
Or you were gonna park it if you didn't pay off fucking Barney there. Because I saw your spin because I was watching Amanda's.
He said, "How's
I
that
was
not a
on,
caution?"
Yeah, I was on my other computer watching the helicopter.
Like Tom's
view
like stopped on the
from
wall.
the chopper view for Amanda to see how she was gonna do it. I'm like, oh, there goes Tom again. Amanda's like, there goes Tom again. That's gonna be his second. I'm like, oh, caution didn't come out.
Tom's hitting the
Yeah.
override button, override. I'm like, he's like stopped on the inside wall. How's that not
You
a
hit
fucking
the
ca-"
inside wall.
I was
too.
literally turned in my VR going, he's not even fucking moving. How's that not a caution?
Oh, there was so few cars on the track at that point, so that probably helped.
Yeah, Dustin Ping was screaming about being 24 laps down. Then he realized he was going to finish like 15th. He's like, oh, I'll take it.
Dustin had a rough race. He could not get away from.
He
the
was
wreck.
very vocal in our Discord.
Oh, I bet.
It's very
watched the
entertaining.
replay.
Him like, how's it feel, Dustin? It fucking sucks, doesn't it?
That poor guy was in everything.
How about
Who
you,
else?
Miss
Who else's
Amanda?
race?
Me?
Yeah.
Um,
7th place finish.
I did what I always do in a league race at a short track. I try not to cause cautions. I stay safe. I let off early so I didn't worry about, because as I said, when I see you really good guys losing it and self-spinning, I'm like, well, I sure as shit I'm going to self-spin if I try to go any faster. So I stayed safe. I watched who was trying to pass me. Like, I let fucking Mackenzie pass me like 9 times. So I'm like, I'm not trying to race this kid. He will wreck me. So I just did what I normally do at a track like that. I stayed safe, worked my way through the field, and every time I fucking pitted, I was like 97, 98 on my tires. I'm like, I like this. This is perfect, and stuck my way up there.
Why don't you
So-
push a little bit harder? You got the ability.
I
You're very good
do,
car
but
control.
I really,
Eric,
really
we've been preaching that
am
to
very
her
proud of
for
not
so long.
causing cautions. I don't want to be the piece of shit.
I,
Who
I-
Just like
Causes
causing
unnecessary
cautions. I
cautions.
love causing cautions until
I
We're
like
on
to
a
be the
roll.
safe Sherman. I'm known in our other leagues as the safe Sherman. So no, there
we're a
are
lot, we're a lot
tracks.
alike in that, and that's I can see a lot of that in you. That you got to pick it up, and I'm bad to not want to do it either. But then nobody's going to bite your head off. I don't think. I know
Oh, if
you
they
don't like
bite
to
my
call it
head off,
that.
Tom's gonna get upset because I'll say something back. I've had many a
No.
league races where the race com was muted because of me. Because when I get cranky because somebody's being mean to me, there's words that you've never heard combined before.
Oh.
But when
She's
I
got a
get
sailor's mouth.
when I get to that perfect
You haven't noticed
comfort
that yet.
level of a track, like I will race hard. Like actually, it was funny on our Sunday night league. We were at Iowa, and I was like, "Oh shit, we just raced this." See, like he reminded me, we just raced this in Cyber. I'm like, I remember my line. I was very comfortable, very happy. We're in the new Arca car on Sunday nights, and that thing's a fucking tank, and you can just send it all the time. I'm like, I'm just gonna push this as hard as I could. Had a fucking blast, and I was just kind of obnoxious on the track because I felt comfortable and was, racing hard. But if I'm
So
not
it's not
100% confident, I won't.
so it's not what they're going to say to you, it's what you're going to say back.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
the
want to
thing.
upset. There's been times where I'm like, you think Tom's gonna get mad
Okay.
at that? Where it was like just this much, where it could have
Right.
been like that much. Yeah. I mean, I've gotten us kicked off of TikTok streams and stuff before for things that I've said.
Yeah.
But no, it's just I know
She bans me on TikTok when I stream
know
with her.
I know my skill at certain tracks, and I don't push my luck because I know I'll get a better finish if I play safe mode a little bit. And if I pushed a little harder last night, I would have probably self-spun. There was a couple where I was like, oh, fuck, okay. Back it down a little bit because you will gain spots doing what you're doing. If you push a little harder to chase the guy who's probably going to self-spin himself in front of you, which most of them did, I would have just fucked my own race up instead of just staying slow and steady and creeping up.
That's pretty smart.
I
Now,
had
put
jumped
me on a
in
super speedway, I'm going to try to dump everybody, so.
No, you won't.
I fucking love
Don't
super
let her, she's
speedways. You
lying.
know that. You know that.
She ain't gonna dump nobody. You just
I
hurt
dumped
her.
you once.
Yeah.
I love wrecking Corey on tracks.
I had gone into Eric's channel after the race because we were getting all the reviews done and all the points finished up, and I popped into Eric's channel and I said, dude, there's certain people in the league between now and past drivers that if they just, I don't want to use the word stepped it up, but took up the aggression level just a little bit, like the combination between their talent and their aggression level would really make them a lot better. And a lot more like getting more solid top fives, top threes, all that kind of fun stuff. And I said to Eric, I said, respectfully, I think you're one of those guys because you're up there every single week, but every time like I'm around you, you don't let me go, right? But you don't.
Oh, Eric always races the shit out of me when I'm
Yeah,
around.
like
I fucking hate it.
But I mean, it's so hard to pass. Like you need to protect every single position. I don't let anybody go. Anybody. I was racing side by side with Mike. We almost wrecked each other at Bristol for a single stage point. He was like, "Did I get or you get?" He was like, "I don't know, but we almost wrecked." Like, I ain't letting anybody go because when you do, it's so hard to get it back.
Well, that's what makes us all race car drivers and why we love it so much. That's the mentality you gotta have. Like, yeah, some guys you'll
Well-
let go if all that if it's in your strategy, but if you're like, fuck you, I'm faster than you, I'm not letting you by me, and then I have to try to get back by you when you fuck up the next couple corners. You gotta just
See,
keep that
part of it is the
position.
realism for me. I like to think that it's a real car and that it's really, and you're going to get hurt if you wreck it.
Bingo.
I like the whole thing in my head when I'm racing, and I treat it that way, as opposed to a game that I can hit reset and no biggie if I don't win,
Yeah.
checkers or wreckers. I like to try to race for points. I'm as happy getting from 15th to 13th
Yeah.
and racing for points than I am, mainly because I'm not up front, so I got to have something to aim for. But I like the whole thing to be a sim thing, and I think that's part of why I can be content to run mid pack a lot.
And you can't finish the race if you fucking destroy your car. You can't.
Right.
And I get more mad having to get out of a race than I would if I got last place finishing it. If I had to
Right.
sit out and watch him or everybody else in the rest of the race, I get more pissed off. So
Well, that's a
And the
good
guy in
thing that
front
we
of me
don't have
who
the
I would
faster
wreck,
car.
he's worked all week to be fast. I got no right to run over him. I
yeah.
don't want to do that. To
I'm not
him,
gonna
so.
block somebody that I know has more talent than I do, but if I feel confident with my skill for the night, I'm gonna race them. And there's been races that I race certain people hard because I know we have a similar skill talent. So
Well, maybe we should just park the iRacing and go drive around our local Winn-Dixie parking lot or something. I mean,
We don't
really.
got Winn Dixies in New York.
Oh, that's. I'm sorry.
We'll
Go
do
in
it.
our
We'll do
Nissan
it at
Sentras.
we'll do it at Bucci's.
What is that? A high class?
It's a Bucky's.
No hormones kind of thing.
Yeah, Whole Foods.
Whole Foods. That's the word I'm looking
Yeah,
for.
I thought it was a
Alright.
fun race though. There was a
Yeah.
lot of silliness, a lot of like it almost so there's like an emotional progression through a race that has that many cautions where you're like, oh, there's first one, there's second one. You're like, all right, come on, guys. All right, come on,
See,
you
I like it.
motherfuckers. Like, stop.
Every
And then
time
it
it
gets to the
happens.
point where it's comical. Like, all right, let's see what are we gonna get another one? Now we're into the double digit 20s. Like, where are we at now? It's an emotional progression throughout the night, and it kind of like a full on event at that point.
See, we
I-
should have a webcam on Joe on these races like this that we know is going to be a bunch of cautions. I'd love to just watch his expressions as we go through it.
Well, let's take a look at some of the replays from.
Oh, you want to hear about my race?
It only lasted about 22 laps.
What are you
so
talking about? I made it like 120 laps. I was only 44 laps down at the
He
end.
sounded broken when he had to finish up.
Well,
You were
the three,
44 laps.
the three
down.
was fast. We sponsored the race because we love Bristol. I don't know what the fuck happened to Concrete Corey, but I don't know where he went. But I think it's I gotta be out front to do it or close to the front because can't do
You
it
were
in the-
running second. How much closer to the front do you want to be?
Hey, well, you know what? You want to know what it was, Tom? We didn't have a long enough green flag run because I was fast on the green flag runs, but I need my tires to get warmed up, and you can't get warmed up when there's cautions every fucking 10 laps.
Sure,
was
you
kinda-
can.
I started catching Greg a little bit on.
Everybody
some of
else
those.
managed to do it.
Oh, Tom talks so much shit.
The three hit everything but the pace car.
He's like Amanda did it.
He was a little wrecking ball out there. Get out of my way. I bought this race. I'm gonna win it.
I paid my $35.
Yeah, I'm getting my $35 worth, bitches. You can't kick me out. I'm fucking sponsored. Well, I did get kicked out after my second self spin. And I think it all well, I spun the first time. I didn't touch anything. I was fine. I went in, took my UL, got tires, working back up. Then I think I got into Lee and it put me into the wall a little bit. And I think I got wheel damage. And same thing happened last time we raced Bristol. I got a little wheel damage, and then 3 laps later, I'm self-spinning. So that was the end of my night. And then I gave Tom a little boop, but he wasn't happy about it. And I told him that I was parking it.
Don't fuck around under caution.
I told him I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. I'm parking my truck. He said, well, I was going to tell you anyway. Now, I'm on a one in park for the whole segment. That's
Are
not
you?
fun. Yeah, that's what you wrote.
I was probably pissed off at you. I need to double.
Yeah, this is fucking suspended. I was like, what?
Like removed from the Discord.
Intentional wrecking.
I didn't even
Well, you
remember
were
it.
suspended.
Yeah, I'm at 9.
Oh yeah, yeah, you are. So yeah, so you're when you hit 9, you're there for the segment. So
I didn't realize I
You
had
weren't
3.
suspended until you took his lucky dog away.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I'm muted from the Discord. I'm like, I can't get the
You see,
password.
Corey, that's why I race you hard, not Tom. Tom has all that power.
right.
Right.
I always race Tom hard because I want him to wreck me and be like, what the fuck? Just like your Daytona wreck. Let's talk about that.
Oh yeah. We need a segment 5-star reviews when something like that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had some good ones this season, but I wanted to bring up too, we were talking about the playoff points and all that, that I like the 2 additions we did this season with the playoff points and then with the wild card for the standings.
That's
Well,
slowly
that's
been
pretty
getting
cool.
better. The point system, y'all have really made it. I've always kind of liked everything y'all have done on it. I think it's been improvement over improvement.
I'm still trying to talk Tom out of the win and end thing, but
Well,
I'm not
I'm
gonna
a
win that
points
battle.
guy. Yeah, the win hurts me. I'd rather it be on points. It kind of hurts me, but
Same.
If
I
Greg
would too.
thinks, if Greg thinks he hates the win and you're in, he should have been around for the Scrambler series.
Oh, it was a
Oh, yeah,
Scrambler
when-
series.
You remember that, Eric?
yeah.
So
Yeah, I
the
do.
Scrambler series was a six race playoff, right? There was, what was it, 8 drivers, 12, 10 drivers, whatever. And every week we would take the lowest finishing driver, championship eligible driver, and eliminate them from the playoffs based off their finishing result for that one race alone.
Oh.
So you could theoretically, let's say that there's 5 drivers left, you could finish 7th, and like Greg, you for example, right? You finished 29th. Let's say it was a cut race, and you were the lowest finishing championship driver. You would have been eliminated from the playoffs off that one finish.
And not even his own fault. Somebody just fucked
Right,
up,
yeah.
got into him, spun him out,
Yeah.
gave him some damage.
It was fun to watch. I never got to be a part of it as a participant because I think we only had it on Wednesday nights, and the Tuesday season that we did it, I wasn't in it. So I never got to be a part of it as a driver, but it was fun to watch.
Like Talladega every week.
Pretty much, yeah.
The drivers never knew what was going to happen.
Oh God, no, no.
But I mean, everybody had a puncher's chance to go pretty deep, regardless of your skill. So that
The
had something to do with it.
Scrambler were like playoff drivers. Say there's 5 of them. The next race, whoever finished lowest out of that group still left in the playoffs got booted out of
Ooh,
it.
I like that.
So like you could get.
I never
screwed
did
by
the
somebody.
truck. I remember hearing about it. I didn't know what it was because I was in the truck series at the time. I was kicking ass in Rising Stars. And...
That's where he's getting all his concrete wins when he's racing
know.
with Cyber Thunder Rising
Hey,
Stars.
I
like
think
us.
Eric was in there. I probably lapped him a couple times.
He's like, I lapped
I
him
didn't
6
run
times. I'm
racing
like,
too
you
much.
should. You're way better than me.
I felt like the fact I was in the trucks in the cup or whatever that I didn't need to be in that. Like Kurt Busch taking or Kyle Busch.
I get so
Taking on-
fucking mad when
Yeah.
Kyle Busch is in Xfinity and these kids are running for championship points and he's just stealing wins.
Well, it gives them something to shoot for. I've heard that argument too, that they can see
Yeah.
what they need to step up their game. I could see
Yeah.
that point as being viable as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Because
Alright,
they go,
so-
oh crap, I really got to get better. This is not even close, you know.
Do you want to see the standings?
Bring us to the replays. We didn't see the replays yet.
Do you want to see the
took me
replays
40
first?
took me 45 minutes to clip them because of so many.
Hey,
wrecks.
I want to give you a shout out, Tom. I was probably going to yell at you earlier, but I got a little busy
Why?
at work and I didn't have to check. Last week, you didn't number them. This week,
Oh,
you
yeah.
did.
There was so many of them. Last week it was just like, hey, here's 3, use them.
Oh, you gave me like 10 last week, and I had to go by the timestamps again.
Nobody knows what the hell you guys are talking about other than
When he
me.
sent-
Because
oh,
I can
yeah.
see it.
Yeah,
It's the sequence of videos he sent and how he wants
I had
them
to go by
played.
the timestamp to put them in order. All right, here we go. Let's.
There we
see.
go.
You didn't put them like 17-1, right? You just started 1. Anyways, we're gonna see number 1.
You got this on like 2x speed? That's really fast.
Super fast.
Not with what I'm eating.
That's simple.
Yeah, on board Jason Dinsmore, Coors Light, Matt Semple in front of him, just gives him the little Bristol boop.
Can I
Yeah.
say what some of the things that Matt said in Discord?
Oh,
It is so cute listening to a Canadian get mad. He said a word that he enunciated. It's my favorite word on the face of the earth, and he
you
enunciated
said
it.
cunt.
He went, cunt,
Stupid cunt.
you stupid cunt, to somebody else. I'm like, oh my God. Like,
He's like, I'm
swore
fuming right now, guys. I'm like, I
so
can't even
much.
tell. You're still talking so nice.
he's such a Canadian, but he was so mad all night. Between him and Dustin, I was dying laughing all night long.
Yeah, there's a lot of talking going on. I was a little happy with the man that she was talking a lot, especially when I was trying to run Greg down.
Sorry,
to
I
the
can drive
stage.
and talk at the same time. People can't.
Well, I don't want. I'm trying to listen to my father tell me I'm catching them.
The very
I wasn't catching them. All right, here's number
verbally aggressive Discord.
2. Oh,
Oh,
see, that was net code. I don't know why you guys called that racing.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
That's netcode.
I see the 3 driving right through him.
Bullshit. Look, he spins because it was weird because I'm going. I'm
Look.
like, oh, he must have lost. I'm like, why is he like when he spun? I was on his door, so he spun like back there. I'm like, well, obviously I didn't touch him, and then I'm like, oh, he must have just lost it, and I just started pushing him.
Well,
Yeah,
I think the next one is the
Look at
same incident.
there was
about
no
a foot of net
contact.
code there.
Yeah, there's
about
no
a foot of net
contact
code.
there.
Corey 46 had the whole. He could have went all the way to the wall, couldn't he?
Yeah.
He had all that room up there.
Oh, I had a fucking hell of a run on him too. I wasn't giving that up.
Same incident.
Look at
He
that.
was
I to
already
the side of him.
2 feet on his inside.
Who the fuck did you ever review that? Call that a racing incident? That should have been netcode.
Yeah, I should have paid Greg $3 to put it on you.
Yeah,
He
was
think
doing the
would do that
reviews.
one.
I was because we had nobody out, or I don't think Cody was watching the broadcast or anything. So I had like no intel. I was like, nah. So I'm like, that's in the back of my head the whole race. I'm like, fuck, I don't think I spun him. I'm like, fuck, am I gonna get fucking 3 points against me? Thank God I didn't. I'd be at fucking 12. What's that, suspension?
No, it's in the rule book. 1 in park without a claim is a suspension.
Oh, so I could
So,
get
like,
like 30 of these things and still be fine.
I mean, you could
Just
claim as many cautions as you want, but
don't cause
if you
caution.
if you get
cause
an
cautions.
I've already
You get
got
an
a one in
instant
park
caution.
for the segment. Might as well fucking make it worth it. Yeah.
Who's next? Oh, this is
Oh.
Brad.
Oh,
That
geez.
Dave's
Oh.
fucking car again.
Dude, so this happened. I'm like, come on.
Fucking
Why is
double
everybody
back.
spinning in front of me? Oh, everybody's thinking I'm going to spin everybody. Yeah, he just lost it.
I'm the safe Sherman.
Don't look
Looked
like
like
he
it net coded
bought
too,
that.
because it kind of kicked him.
Yeah, that 3 was just had a barrier around it.
You're a
Probably
little more,
your
innocent.
shitty
there.
internet.
Yeah.
My internet, well, yeah, it is kind of shitty. Fucking Spectrums. All right, number 4. Uh-oh.
This Cody's.
No,
Oh,
this is a single car spin by Brad, or at least I
Oh.
thought it was a single car spin.
Gone. Oh.
We got a drone cam now.
Oh.
Look at there.
Bought one off of
that's
Amazon.
fancy. Look at you. Did you make there or did you buy
Joe
the
will be
pack?
jealous.
I downloaded the pack.
Oh.
Last week's guest on Thunderstruck, Fred Thompson.
Oh,
So-
Dustin.
No, I think
This
Fred
one
came
was
down a little
interesting
bit.
though. Like, this one was interesting. Can you replay that
You
real
want that
quick?
one? You
So
got
like,
2 other ones.
I'll show that one
y-
again.
yeah, do that one because it's interesting to see because Fred's a lap down here, right? But
Looks a little loose.
like,
Oh, Fred's about where he could be.
that's
Fred's not getting closer to the wall. Anybody
Oh,
in
No.
who's that? Who's
No,
that coming in
but-
hot? Oh, that was. Oh, the guy. That,
Dustin
I don't-
races with Fred a lot, and he knows Fred's not going all the way up to the wall. We all know he's not going all the way up to the wall.
But my point is, Fred did not bounce off the wall and bounce down into him. Fred did not make a hard left-hand turn down, right? Like, I think it was probably just another one of those things that Dustin probably thought he was going to slide up a little bit higher, but
Situational awareness. Know who you're
yeah.
driving near.
yeah.
Just saying.
oh,
Yeah, that should.
Oh.
That should.
oh, that's.
Joe Hudson.
Oh, is that Tom?
Oh,
Tom,
yeah.
did you hit him?
Look out.
Nope.
In the middle of the track.
You'll see one from me. I think it's the next one. Oh, yeah, here you go.
Somebody hit him. Ooh. Oh my. Ah!
Ah,
Ah!
This was just to show
In the
off my
middle of
good
the track.
driving
Middle of the
abilities.
track.
Oh, okay.
That's all that one was in there
How
for.
many of these A's and B's are you?
Just that one.
All right, what do we got? I think 6.
Check it up on the outside.
This was a
Yeah,
weird
they
one.
were.
This was a restart that went wrong, but never
was
really
pretty
saw
ugly.
what happened.
That was good.
Checking up on the outside.
Uh,
Is that
looks like-
Eric?
Oh,
Eric.
Eric
Eric?
trucking up the
That's
high
Eric.
line.
He's
Show it
in
again.
here.
Everybody
Himself.
wrecked.
Outside, look at the blue truck. Show it again.
what was I trying to do there?
Checking up on the
Oh,
outside.
they were
Tried to-
wrecking up.
looks
they
like
were
shift.
checking up front.
Yeah, I had to review that. I thought you missed a gear or something, but you definitely something spooked you up front. They were.
I think something. Yeah, I think I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
Checking up on the
Yeah.
outside.
He just hits the brakes, fucking
There
brake
was-
checks.
No, I
He was
didn't
like,
brake.
the Heinzman's behind me, and now's my chance.
That's right.
Get somebody out.
we all got a
Remember,
secret
you got to
move.
control
I
the
heard
nose of your truck.
Yeah.
Corey's got his secret move. I got mine.
That's right.
Casey Tomlinson, 52, single car
Oh,
spin.
yeah.
How this wasn't more cars was beyond me, but he just kind of slides his way into pit road.
You race Darlington, you can't get a caution. Here you semi spin out and you get a caution.
Oh,
First of two for Steven. I tell you what, Steven is, I don't know if Eric's seen it or if Corey's seen it. Greg, I know you were around last season, but maybe you didn't race around him a whole lot. Steve has actually really picked it up. He's not getting necessarily the finishes where he's racing, but he's
no,
racing
actually,
in,
but
in the
he's
back
actually
half of
running
the top
in like
10.
the pack now. Before he'd be
Yes.
way behind.
Yeah, Steve has picked it up a lot this season, and he's still got a ways to go, respectfully, right? But he's still got a ways to go. But he's up there, and there's a lot of times where I find myself behind him on speed.
You tell is that Bono? Bono Mono? Steve? Who is that you're talking about?
Music.
What?
Oh, music.
Who,
Yeah.
who's Bono Mono?
I don't know.
I don't know. Gary,
There's only one Steve
Gary
in the group,
Bowman?
isn't there?
Oh, Burnett.
I'm in so many leagues that I'm in
Burnett?
two others, so it may be
wrong
somewhere
league,
else.
Eric.
Yeah, well,
Again, those edibles are kicking in.
Man, I'm
those lifesavers.
No more lifesavers for you.
Give me the
Got
bag.
a sugar high.
tap it up.
Brian Dorsey claims a rare caution for the 9.
Playing
Brian been around racing at Cyber forever.
Playing
Finally got a
Cyber.
sponsor on that truck. Rough break for Brian. Think he parked early.
Yeah, he's quiet. You don't hear much out of him. He doesn't say a whole lot. You almost never
Usually
know
because
he's on
he's
track.
blinking out.
No, Brian. I mean, well, I've never really seen him, but Brian's good. I mean, he just kind of shows up and runs his race.
Mhm.
Oh, Cody.
Oh, look who else is here again.
Oh, Corey, you wrecked Cody.
My goodness.
That should have been.
That was a dick
That would have
move.
been a racing incident.
Cody's like the nicest kid in the league.
He is. Because
He's so nice.
He actually told me that he's like, that's probably would be on you, but I'm gonna claim it because I'm toast. I'm like, okay. I'm like, you don't have to do that. He's like, I will. I'm like,
Side note about Cody, he's awesome, and
oh,
he
yeah, he comes down. I mean, I definitely pushed him up. I told him
we play a lot of like other video games and stuff with him.
that.
Like
I did him a little bit. I don't know.
he's just a fun, nice guy, family man, works hard. Like he's just, if you get to know him and chat with him sometime, like I said, we've played lots of games with him and stuff. Other games, Valheim, like what's that stupid animal poker game where you play Russian roulette and stuff like that.
We actually gotta get back to that.
Cody played with us too.
Liar's
Did he?
Bar.
Liar's Bar.
We got-
Yeah, no, he's just
we gotta get back into that.
he's just a fun kid. Super
We gotta do
nice.
the real version.
What?
Yeah, I couldn't.
Liar's
well,
Bar?
Yeah, they have,
We'll get-
they have a real life version of it.
Oh.
I sent it to Corey. We'll get Eric and Greg to download the game. We'll all
And
play one.
can't
thing.
get
Super
shit
fun.
to New York because the guns shoot rubber
Oh,
pellets.
oh,
The
that
harder
game,
the-
yeah.
Is it harder than checkers?
No, it's like,
uh,
remember how bullshit back in the
That's
day?
an old note.
The card game bullshit. Do you remember that one?
No, I'm not much of a card player.
Where you do like you say, I have 3 2s, and you put it down. Well, and then they could have like 2 2s in there, and they'll be like bullshit, and then you gotta get all the cards. Basically, you want to get rid of all your cards.
If you're fibbing
Oh,
about
it's-
the cards that you put down.
But in this one, if you get caught lying, you have to put a gun to your head, and then you play Russian roulette. And you're this like all these different animal characters, like they're like scummy fucking backwoods bar underneath underground shit. There's like a big fat pig
That's
and
so stupid.
yeah, hippo, big fucking hippo. He's got like a little shirt on.
We
and
played
shit.
it with Tom for like hours and hours
Yeah.
before, just drinking, playing this stupid card game.
Oh, it's so much fun though. We definitely got.
Amanda and I would team up against fucking.
Yeah.
Corey
Oh,
and
we'd be
Chris.
yelling at me like, "Call
I'd-
him out!
I'd be
Call him out!"
I'd be like,
You
Amanda,
can look at each
don't-
other in the
don't
game.
call me out.
Then there's
It would be the perfect game for VR.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it would be too. That would be so much fun in VR. And then there's another one where you can like point it at somebody else and
Oh yeah.
basically rush. Yeah, it's fun.
I see Lucas walking around in the background. He's getting a little frisky.
You play
Oh,
that?
No,
Oh,
the
no.
Canadian just fucking dumping them.
this one went unclaimed. Fault found to the 16.
I
Oh.
don't think so.
22 in ball.
Not happy.
Oh,
that was
22.
yeah, that was when
Miami.
Milwayne like lost his shit too. He was super mad.
I mean,
Well,
I mean, come on.
Watch the. I mean, I John's a couple laps down here.
John was racing like he was on the fucking lead lap, 17 laps down.
I mean, he's just driving a
always
line
feel
and
like
he
the
just
car-
gets run
He's
over.
being aggressive.
I always
man.
feel like
Well,
the
if you should
trailing
be.
car should be able to control. He can see what's happening. It's kind of on the second car, no matter what. I mean, if you know,
Yeah.
that's the way I like to do it. That's why I give a lot when I probably shouldn't. But
Yeah, I was talking to Matt after that. Like, I feel like it. Yeah, it is it's 100% on him, but it's so hard when somebody's changing lanes under braking, and you know he's a lap down. It's like his expectations are where the 22 probably should have been when he's 2 laps down, and then it just caught him off guard. And yeah, that just sucks. It's just unfortunate.
it's
Eric,
better
you better-
safe than sorry. That's kind of.
You better be thankful Greg didn't do that to you at the end of the race there. Thinking
Yeah.
you were-
I got nothing against anybody doing what they got to do. I don't get that. Of course, if you listen to some of my streams, you'll hear me cussing the hell out of people. I'm just putting on a show for my mom and sister. Look at there. Look at there.
He's
Lucas.
huge.
Somebody's
Nice.
jealous.
That's not
Getting
Leonard.
attention.
Leonard's small, right?
Leonard is my outside cat. This is
Okay.
Lucas. I only got
Luke,
one dog.
okay.
That's
I
a
got you.
dog, Eric.
Is it?
Look at Greg laugh.
I don't. You can identify as anything you want now. so
Well, this
I-
is true.
True.
Well, what we were talking about anticipating where somebody's supposed to be. They happened
Yeah.
on that one restart when Lee stayed out. 'Cause I haven't raced around Lee, and I got into the back of him. I don't know if he was on old tires now, but he like parked it into turn 2, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I got into the back of him, and I had to get around it because it was when I think me, Greg, Cody, and the other Cody were all next to each other. We were all on fresh tires, and I think that's when Cody stayed out too. So we're trying to get as much track position as possible. And
Well, you can anticipate, but you can also get wrecked. So you can decide
Yeah.
whether it's worth the risk to you.
Yeah.
And
yeah, because like everybody was like flowing into the turn on that. All of a sudden, like he's on the brakes or something. I was like, "Oh shit!" And then I got people behind me on fresh tires. They're coming.
But now later-
Situational awareness.
right late in the race, I'll pinch guys, and because at that point you're racing. But like the first half of the race, I'm gonna give. I'm gonna let them have it. It's just so everybody
Yeah,
can.
depends
Have
there
it.
on who it is. I might pinch
Eric,
him a little bit.
And
Like,
again,
if Tom's
people,
trying to pass me, I'm gonna pinch the
you
fuck
know
out of him.
people's tendencies. You know who's gonna try to dive bomb. Like I have no qualms against calling out names. You know Joe Hudson's gonna fucking dive bomb. So if I see him coming, and I've got new tires, even if he's got old tires, I'm not gonna get in his way. He's gonna dive bomb. I'm gonna let him go. He's got a better talent and skill level, but he's gonna make that move no matter what kind of tires or anything that's going on. And it's track awareness. You know what? I see who's behind me. I'm gonna let him go because he's gonna be aggressive no matter what. So just know who you're around and their skill level.
Trying to teach fucking people.
I'm
But-
just
in here.
fucking saying when people are like, I don't know why he did that. He does it every fucking time he's near you. Stop thinking he's not gonna do something that he does every time, no matter who it is. And I mean,
No, I
But
just
Eric-
look at I stare at my relative, and
Sorry, Tom.
except for like Greg. If Greg comes up on me, I'm like, okay, Greg, you're faster. Come on.
well, I also know
Get out of
like,
here, Greg. I'll try to
Greg-
catch you a little bit.
if Greg or Cody's coming up on me, I know that they've got the talent to be like, all right, I'm watching what they're doing for a full lap or two. they can make a proper decision of how to get around it, even if I do something silly. And some people don't even acknowledge that. They're like, I'm just going to do this. And it's like, you didn't plan your next move. You just did what your body always does. You always yank the wheel, or you always go this way. Some people do the same thing over and over and over again, no matter how it turns out. And some people plan their next move.
Okay, okay. But like I said, I stare at my relative and like say Tom was faster than me, and I see him coming up on me. I'm like, all right, he just fucking caught me like a second and a half back. All right, I'll fight him for like a lap or two, then I'll let him go. But if somebody's like, this is the one thing that I hate, but I know it's racing. Like if you're trying to make a pass on somebody, and then somebody's behind you, then they start passing you. You're like, come on, man, we know this guy's slower in front of us. Let me go by first, and then we'll fight after.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's this one?
This is
that's
good.
two
Neat.
Somebody
Steven
probably-
music.
No,
Oh,
I didn't hit anybody.
oh, barrels! Oh, he missed him.
Oh,
He
so
makes a
scary.
clean pit road entrance.
So scary when
That-
that
Oh,
happens.
hopefully it was the right side of the track.
Yeah, it looked like the front stretch. Unfortunately, that was a caution, and that was the second, so Steven parked on that caution.
You know, talking about Steven, I can remember we'd see his webcam when he'd be driving. Was he the one to have a cigarette in one hand? He's driving with one hand. That was music, right? If I remember right, he'd be toking and driving at the same time. But
Yeah.
maybe he stopped some of
I
that.
did. I did that there in Bristol when I think it was that last caution before the stage or all that. I'm like, well, I might as well light one up now, and we're gonna have a caution here in another 2 laps. Oh boy!
Oh, look who's back.
Three
Oh
again.
yeah! Look at him run that wall, diving the shit out of that. Oh shit! Oh yeah, that's why I didn't hit anything. I was catching Cody too. I was about to pass him.
Yeah, Corey, that's embarrassing. Anybody that does that, that's embarrassing.
Single
He's
car
driving on
spin.
mid.
How do you do that?
Yeah,
On mid.
Probably
that is
from
ridiculous.
smoking and expecting a caution in 3 laps.
What? Spin like that?
Mm-hmm.
That's all. What, you didn't put any Greg spins on here?
I think.
I was hoping that was the last one.
Oh, I
let's
know what
let's talk
this
about
is.
this here.
This is after I
Uh-oh.
spun.
Oh, what happened here? Tom, you're the lucky dog. Oh, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
I'm
now.
the lucky dog. I was like, oh.
And then you go to the pits.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
oh. No comment. Tom,
Tom's already
you didn't
updated
like
the
Tom
rule
that?
just
book.
staying quiet,
Yeah, you
watching it
didn't like
over
that?
and over again. Oh, look at
I was
that.
enjoying the awkward silence.
There's
But
Eric.
next replay here, this is from I think this is Greg.
Oh man, what an idiot!
There's
No, you're
me.
trying to hit
line.
Amanda.
Yeah, what are you doing,
you-
Greg?
You were
Oh, yeah,
down
somebody
the
came in and
anyway.
hit you after, too.
Me?
No, Greg.
Oh, I was gonna say, I didn't get
I
it.
saw it on the broadcast.
Oh yeah, did you save that part where half an hour later I get plowed through the rear end?
No, I don't
I mean,
think
you
you
could see it on the
was it?
replay, but I think it was Lee that got.
Yeah,
it.
he was all busted up. He couldn't even turn. I was just sitting here waiting, and then slam! Like, how does that
Oh, you
happen?
can see-
right
yeah,
He
you
was
can
just
see a
helping to
little
get
bit.
turned around.
Yeah, the worst part about this is Eric had gone by me a few laps, and I saw you catching Cody. So I was just trying to save tires as much as I could because we had a tire disadvantage. At least I did. I don't know if you did to
I
Cody
did
as
too.
well.
Yeah, he had gotten new tires, so I didn't have a
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah, I think we were 20 laps or so behind. Some of that was caution, but so I was just going to save, and hope you could get to Cody. And I'm like, let me see if I can find a way to get a run on Eric without burning up my tires. So I literally was just testing it, and I looped it coming off because I was just giving it too much wheel, too much gas coming off, and I wasn't
think the
even trying.
Last time I was up front, I think I shoved you to a win at Daytona or Talladega, didn't I? Wasn't that
Yeah.
about the last time I've been up there?
Oh, yeah, I don't know if it was the last time, but yeah, I would definitely
Yeah, I
remember
don't
that.
do too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Greg was pushing me at Talladega before I went upside down. because we were trying to get me. I think it was last season in the playoffs, and Greg was like, "I'm just gonna push you, and hopefully I don't wreck you." And I was like, "All right." And next thing you know, that was the race I ran the Ricky Bobby Talladega Nights
Yeah,
thing,
you were
and
just playing the role.
and Greg memed us.
You were in character, so I had to.
All right, we got 2 more.
Oh, this is the awkwardly long video.
Trying to find the victory lane.
Because I came out, I was like, Cody, you gotta go to victory lane.
All the invisible walls.
And the entire time, Casey Tomlinson is like trying to talk him through where to find it over all teams or whatever. So he's like, "Oh, okay, maybe it's on the backstretch here." So he comes down here.
That actually looks a lot like my wife's driving, actually.
Not that one. Puts it in reverse. It's like a 90-second video. It's so terribly long.
Run out of hard drive space, saving.
Yeah.
That cone.
What's funny is Joe's got this in slow motion right now anyway, so you're never gonna see it. By the time you-
Yeah, they're gonna be executing my will for this is over. Hmm.
Let's try going backwards.
He passes Mike there. He's like, "Oh, okay, maybe it's this one."
Well, shoot, Phoenix is one of the only ones you could get to, and that one's even hard to navigate to.
No, you can
Without
get
the
to the
invisible
Bristol
walls.
one.
Yeah, I know you can now,
Oh.
but I don't know where it is. But
Yeah, I didn't know where it is. It's off before turn 3, it looks like. Yeah, then we got the. He made it. He made
And
it.
then you got the
Yeah,
last
everybody
one. He
just
finds
clap,
his
he
way
made
up
it.
into victory lane. Cody Heinzman takes the win number 6 on the season, leading 99 of the 250 laps. Mike Stiverson second, Eric Anderson third, Ed Jurgen and Gary Bowman your top 5.
Sorry.
Sorry, Cody. This was a faked video, he said.
Oh,
Cody.
Cody's in here now.
Longest
Where's he
video
at?
of 4
Is
hours
Cody in here?
later.
This was
Oh, Tom, you should have put that in.
The SpongeBob little thing. 4 hours
we love you.
later.
You
We love
should've
you,
put it
Cody.
before the one
Sorry
where
for
he's
putting that
pulled
in
in.
there.
4 hours later. Woo, I made it.
Eh. A bunch of fake clapping in the
Yeah,
background.
like, hey, the broadcast has been done for like fucking 3 hours, man.
You know, Cody was like, "Oh my god, they put this in."
The last one.
It's probably like, why is this show still going on? What are they doing? We didn't even look at the standings yet, Cody. Here they are.
All right.
there, totally redeem yourself.
Look at
All
Larry
right,
Bell.
I'll read out
Love
the standings here. We got Cody Heinzman, 6 wins now after the win at Bristol.
Damn.
Greg Mitchell still with just 2 wins. I haven't changed that
Hey.
yet in the 4 weeks that we've had that. Oh yeah, I did. You went from 1 to 2.
I double.
Canadian.
I'm twice the man I
Yeah.
was before.
DP comes in 3rd. Listen, Pang. Andrew Caldwell still in 4th. Matthew Semple, a little favorite Canadian, in 5th. Cody Gibson 6th. Gary Bowman still in 7th. Comes home 7th. Look, it's fucking. Never mind. Corey Sherman in 8th. Ed Jurgen's lawn care 9th. Lee Campbell 10th. I don't think there's a movement down here.
Larry Bear.
Larry Bell,
Hey, where there
11th,
is
and Mackenzie
movement.
Millwane. Those 2 may have switched, I think.
Oh, shit. Who's
But,
in 13th?
right below the car.
What?
Tom Richter.
Making up some ground.
So it was funny
Damn.
because after the race, I texted Greg. I was like, "I'm in the grid," and I texted him a screenshot of it. And because you got to remember, by like the end of the race, especially Bristol, I'm like 7 beers deep. I'm throwing them in the trash. You just hear clink, clink, clink as I take it down the stairs.
Yeah, I only drank 4
Drive
beers.
drunk around the track. Well, I'm not
I
going to be next to you during the end of the race.
I texted Greg. I'm like, "Oh, I'm in the chase grid," and then 5 minutes later, I'm like, "Wait, I forgot to put Dustin in." No, I'm not.
Aw.
It was a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was a great 5 minutes. That's what we're gonna go with for next week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Tom's in 13th, and Chris Wold.
Was Chris at the race? Or
No,
was he
Chris
in
took Chris
No.
took a provisional
Oh, okay.
for Bristol.
Chris has some of the worst luck. I always see him tore up in almost every race. He can't see. I don't know why. He's like got a magnet for that stuff.
Eric, we've already kind of asked Greg this when he
Mhm.
was on 2 weeks ago, but anybody up in the top 12 or 13
13.
that you're surprised
Fuck
to
that
see
14th guy. Fuck the 14th guy.
surprised to see up there?
No,
Yeah,
Cody's
number
good. Greg
13.
is right there too. Caldwell, he's always been pretty good. I think he's usually more of a short track guy. I think Cody Gibson, I don't know him that great. Gary Bowman, class act. Ed Jurgen, class act too, getting even better at his
Yep.
oval stuff. I know he's a great road racer because I've done a few little things with him, and he's really good there. But I don't see much of a difference between his road racing and his oval racing now. They're both top notch. Lee Campbell,
You missed
I don't
number 8.
see him. He runs well. 8, that guy. He's been knocking guys a winding, but
He just
I like
rams his
Corey.
way up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Corey's a fun guy. I
Forced
like.
my
If you ever
way
get a
up to
chance
the
see
top
him.
8.
Corey drinks a lot. Ed shows up every race and races
Right.
hard.
And everybody else. No, surprised. No, Larry Bell. He's a quiet guy, but he seems to be really improving because I'm behind him a lot now. So I think he was very respectful early, but he's starting to get up through there
Like-
now. He used to just kind of ride, but I think he's forcing his game
Larry's
a little bit.
another one of those that we know from other leagues, and he likes to learn
Mhm.
other people's driving styles as well. He's part of Tanner's group and everything, but Larry's
Right.
he loves his short tracks. He's very good there, but he learns what's going on around him and the limits he can push with the people around
Yeah.
him. So I think that's what
Yeah.
he's doing, is learning who's in the league.
Let me see
Now,
if I can
Gary,
try to make sense of Cody's comment. Cody says, all right, Gary Bowman is your favorite cyber driver's favorite cyber driver.
Because
Gary
everybody
Bowman
in
and Ed
cyber
Jurgen.
loves him.
Yeah.
we had a
Come
short-lived
on,
league
Tom,
we
pull some
ran.
strings. Let's get Gary on the show.
Like a driver's
Yeah.
favorite. Everybody in
Gary,
this
you
league
watching us?
would say it's Gary.
You're jumping on Discord, Gary.
But Gary and Ed Jurgen, Andy Cork, he started a little league when we first started racing. It only went about one season before it was overwhelmed him, but because there's just so much to do, and I guess you know that. But Ed was in our league with us, and Gary was. So we've kind of got a long time claim to them guys a little bit. We're like, yeah, we know who they are. So, but really, they're as good as they come.
So it's kind of
Yeah.
funny. I was obviously watching Corey race before I got in the cyber, and the season that I remember the most, yeah, exactly. Like if the drivers voted for their favorite. So let
fan
me say,
favorite.
so like I watched the entire season where you guys did like the draft picks, and you were in with Gary, Ed, and another kid named Steven or
Jarrett.
something. Jarrett, yeah.
No, that was different. No, that was after. I wasn't with Gary. No, I joined
When
their
were
team.
you with
I joined
Gary
their team
and Ed?
the season after.
With Gary and Ed.
Yeah, it's Gary, Ed, and
So
Jarrett.
whatever it was, you were
Lounge
in
racing.
a team with them. So I watched an entire season listening to their Discord and everything like that, and I found them very amusing. So now that I'm racing against them, they're super respectful to me, number one, but they'll
You
race
shouldn't
me.
be.
Oh, shut up. But number two, like I feel like I almost knew their personalities before because I got to listen to their like side conversations, and I'm like, I like these guys. They're kind of funny, kind
Oh,
of
like
nice.
that TikTok video when we were talking
Talking
about
about
when we raced it. Somebody
Yeah.
said water shoes. I'm like, the fuck you racing
I race
water,
water
shoes
shoes.
for? Huh?
So weird.
I race some water shoes.
Socks.
You racing water
Just
shoes?
wear socks like a normal person.
Sock.
You're like,
Sock,
you're not like
right?
it's normal.
Yeah,
No,
I got a pair of. I don't know where they are because Lucas picks them up and like I got to find them before every night, every race.
them.
And one's like downstairs next to the
Yeah,
washing
steals them.
machine. One's in the
humping the shit out
bathroom.
of it.
No, you gotta wear socks. But yeah, I enjoyed them on their own level because I listened to them and learned a little bit about their personalities prior. So
Greg, what do you wear?
Socks.
Don't ask that.
He's like, I'm
Oh,
naked.
Yeah. Eric, what do
Negative.
you wear? Eric's like,
Oh, well.
"That's
From the neck down? I mean, from the waist down? Or
Eric's like, well, I got my OnlyFans. It's called Foot Eric.
It's just a number
Right.
43 Speedo, and that's it. That's all he wears. Nothing else.
His streams are from here.
Just
his
his-
OnlyFans is from here.
Just
now.
his baseball cap and his 43 Speedo.
We are never doing this again on a Friday night.
Oh, no.
Oh, the furry
Oh.
friends
We're
giving
gonna add
out.
the furry friends
gonna-
here.
He looks
Or
like he's gonna
non-
bite you. Oh my god. Oh my
non-furry.
god.
Hang on,
Oh my-
I can
he's-
play the video real quick.
Oh my god, he's gonna bite you.
It's not gonna bite. It's a python.
He's gonna do the furry friends intro.
Gonna choke him
It,
out.
it comes back. It's
Are you
around his
saying
neck.
pythons don't bite?
I know.
You said it's not gonna bite him. It's a python. I'm
So-
like,
Well, they strangle it first before they eat it.
it'll strangle
Yeah.
him before he bites him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you won't feel it.
All right, Eric.
All right, so here's the
unconscious.
picture that was supposed to be the furry friends, but we got a furry friend live.
I've got general inquiries because I'm just snake stupid. So, all right. So, how old is
Snake
she
stupid.
or he?
Let me ask my daughter.
107.
How old, Emma? 6 years old or so?
Oh,
How long do
Oh,
they?
Get a little sassy.
What's
I
their
know,
typical
I'm not a big
lifespan?
snake fan. I'll tell you
What's the
that.
typical lifespan? 20 years.
Okay.
is it a girl or a
And-
boy?
Boy, Salem.
going to
S-A-L-I-M.
attack?
Is he trying to get in your headset? Like, is he just feeling
No, he's just
around like
hanging
the
out.
hat?
Not really sure.
Never done
He's
this
like- he's
before.
like, this is the first time I've ever held it.
What?
There'll be video evidence of anything that happens here. So
Seems
it'll be
very
it'll be
active.
one of those shorts on Facebook. Watch this guy die.
You feed
Yeah.
it like crickets and rats, or what do you feed it?
Crickets. It's not a
Live
fucking
rat.
lizard.
Frozen rats, depending on.
Sh-
They feed it full.
He
chicken
looks a
style.
little he looks a little chubbers right now around your forearm. Has
chubby.
he eaten recently?
See his age spots? The little dots on him are.
Uh-huh.
Is that what those are?
They'll get little age spots as they get
Oh,
older.
okay.
Aw.
Those don't come off when they shed skin.
Yeah, they do shed skin. How often they shed skin? Once a month or so.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Eric looks like he's in trouble over there.
So is he
Help.
generally
You
social?
driving
Like,
He's like, I don't know. It's the first time I held it. I told you.
I don't really know what's gonna happen here.
All right, let me zoom out. There we go. Yeah. Thank you, babe.
Listen, we'll do anything for subscribers around here.
Right.
Oh yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, bell notification.
I'm
and go
going to
live. Make sure you like the
assume-
video.
I'm going to assume that you don't let him out with the cats and all like separated. You literally put the cats in another room when you give them time out.
Well, that's the OCD thing. About 2 in the morning, I'll think I need to check the doors on the snake thing. So I'll get up in the middle of the night and double check it. Like OCD people check the stove like 8 times a day.
Yeah.
I check the door on that a bunch for that reason. Because if my
Right.
little hairless cat got eaten, I'd feel bad.
Even though they freak me out, I'm not a big snake guy, but I wouldn't want one in my house. Because what if that thing gets out and fucking starts wrapping around my neck when I'm sleeping?
Well, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but our dogs aren't the smartest. They're super, super cute, but they'd be like, "Ooh, what's this fun thing? I'm gonna play with it," and piss it off. So
Well, the cats watch it. They'll get up and just watch the snake when she comes out. He comes out. So it's all good.
aw.
Well, that's
You
fun.
want to see the wild card?
Yeah, let's go into. Yeah, that was a wild card right there.
Yeah, it was.
I'm really enjoying this wild card that we put in for this season, partly because it keeps guys that are showing up every week consistently in the picture for the playoffs. Currently, Steve Burnett and Mike Stiverson are the top 2 wild cards. Steve missed this week down to 24th. Remember, he has to be 25th or better to remain that. So if he goes to 26th, he falls out of contention. And this moves every single week.
So they're not excluded if they're in the top 12. They're not excluded. Is it the first person outside of the top 12 when it's done?
So anybody who's in the top 12 is not on here.
Okay.
It's 13. Essentially, think of it as 13 through 25th in the points.
Okay, great. So you can see my conservativeness early in races cost me there because I don't really worry about the stage points. This is something now that'll make me think about it next season a little more.
How many
Yeah.
points is Eric out from 12th?
That's what I was just gonna ask.
So Eric is currently 17th in our point standings. He is minus 34 points on 12th place in the points right now.
But I've
Oh.
missed 1 or 2 races, so I
Yeah.
think that's what really hurt me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
you-
34.
missed
How
2
many
races.
races? There's a bunch of races left, right? 7 or so.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep
6,
fighting.
7, something like
I'm
that.
gonna keep fighting. Oh yeah.
Is that a mellow
Yeah,
yellow?
but Eric, if I'm
Starry.
Oh, it's starry. Oh.
They're good.
They
Yeah.
can't see it.
They're kind of new.
So where is the cutoff? Can you bring that up real quick, Corey? So Greg,
Yeah.
where is the cutoff in your opinion right now? So do you think it's the top 5 on here, top 6 on here that are in contention? If you're not in the top
I still
3,
don't know
are
how
you
many
not in
people make it into the
contention?
playoffs.
14.
14. Oh, okay.
The
So you get
top 12
two.
in points and then 2.
Because
wild
remember, you're
cards.
taking
Okay.
2 on here. So like, where is Greg Mitchell's cutoff right now?
honestly anybody from Millwayne on up, 'cause I mean, if you win a stage and finish 5th, you get 15 points right there, and he'd be at 23.
Somebody help me win a
That only puts
stage.
him.
Well,
only
no,
puts him.
You're getting a lot more.
Yeah,
than
but
that.
I mean,
it's just stage points only. It's just
right. But like in Eric's shoes, I mean, he's 34 points out of 12th, so
Oh man,
finishing is
it's man,
obviously
16.
important.
Yeah, I'm
but if-
fucking 16
We're
for telling
talking about Eric. I
Eric
thought you
and
were
me. I'm
already
like,
out
I'm
of it.
fucking ahead of Eric, you dicks.
but it's
points
the it's
Amanda?
Ah,
no
it's Amanda. Fuck her. Like,
specifically about the stage points here, not season points.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, I mean,
Wild
well, Amanda,
card.
you're in it too. I mean, but I'm just looking at like 8 is 22 points out, right, from Mike. So, but like Eric, if you focus more on the first half of the races, that could benefit
Yeah.
you even more. You know,
If it doesn't rake me out because I'm up there in the battle. It's
What is
always-
our
That's what's great. Anywhere you want to go, you can find a way into the playoffs in some fashion. That's what I think's great about this. I didn't study
Yeah.
on this as much. It's the first time through, but now that I see what it is, it'll, you know.
what is our tiebreaker criteria? I hope we have one.
I don't know. You're the fucking owner.
for a
you're the
tie
one who
in-
came up
yeah,
with this
you
shit.
came up with this. I'm sure you have a tiebreaker.
I think I just
Tom, you gonna take
if I'm in the tiebreaker, I win it automatically. No, I'm kidding.
Tom's like
Fair.
tiebreaker. Who has better feet? Like what? Put
I
your
think
feet
it was
on
just
camera.
if it's the same stage points, then it goes to the higher season rank. I think that's probably what I would have done,
Yeah.
but don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. I have a question for you, Tom.
Oh God, here we go.
How many
trivia.
stage points do I
Ooh,
have? Do
finishes.
you
Yeah,
know that?
Cody.
Corey, you have a total of 53. So you have 53 stage points.
Okay.
Damn.
Well, no, I was just because 43 seems like a lot. I'm like, I don't know if I even have 43.
Yeah, you have 53. So to kind of put it into perspective, Heinzman 124, Dustin Ping 83, Greg 96, Andrew Caldwell 85, Matt Semple 72, Cody Gibson 78. So you start to see these numbers
Damn, Cody Gibson.
that are much higher than what the wildcard tracker is. But these guys, respectfully, Greg, you guys are up front more times than not and in contention for race wins and top 3s and top 5s, whereas we're just happy to be here. Like if I can make my way into the playoffs,
participating.
I'm just happy to be there.
Yeah, that playoff appearance is a win for my season. Are you giving Corey stage points for self spins?
He gets
Come
10 for every
on.
self spin.
What's that about,
I want
Eric?
to
I think I won a couple stages. Do I have any playoff points?
You have no playoff points because playoff points are
I-
only awarded for winning a stage
wait.
or a race.
Oh, so I haven't won a stage. I thought I won a
Correct.
stage.
Or
Tom,
a
can you-
race. Let's also clarify you haven't won a race.
Can you tell me what all the
I'm good for one
tracks are
season, maybe.
before the playoffs start?
So we
I haven't looked at the
have
schedule in a
we
while.
we just raced Bristol. Next week at Pocono, next week's races at Pocono. We'll go through
Fucking
Pocono
hate
stats here in
Pocono.
a few minutes, but we
Pocono's
have
fun.
Pocono, Darlington, Kansas,
Ooh.
Michigan,
Greg's gonna spin me at Darlington.
Chicago Land,
I
and
keep the trend going.
Talladega. So
Talladega.
Talladega
Hit the wall.
is our cutoff.
We get a Talladega cutoff race.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love. You know what? We should keep that in for next year. Have a
Mm.
super
Make it-
speedway cutoff.
That's the
Talladega cutoff.
last
Make it the
chance for
championship
some
race.
of us to do anything. Eric, we need to make a side thing going on for Talladega. Get some of these other guys out of the way. Get
That's
up to
what
the
it would
front.
take, right?
Talladega is going to be nuts, not just for the win, but also depending on how the wild card points look going into
Yeah.
it. Because you're going to have guys that are like, all right, I feel halfway comfortable coming in here because I've got a 7, 8, 9 point stage point or stage point buffer. But
Great. Cody
It's
loves,
also-
Cody
very
loves the next
easily
fucking
taken
15
away.
races we're doing.
It's a last
course it
ditch
does.
effort for a few people. Like I'm very confident at Talladega. I love Talladega. I love fucking drafting. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I do it very well with some of the best drivers in this league. And it's like, if somebody doesn't fucking wreck me, I know I have a chance. So it's like
I don't
that
like
last
super
ditch
stage.
effort.
I don't like the super speedways except now that we have the stage breaks. That way, it's not all about that pit stop and the rest
Yeah.
of your day.
Yeah,
you're
it's
riding.
basically you just ride around and hang out for the
Yeah.
first 2 stages, and then
Right.
it's after that pit stop. You're like, all right, this pit stop is gonna make this
Right.
race because usually
Make the
people,
race.
yeah, there's not a lot of cautions in the
Yeah.
3rd stage.
And it helps people who don't have big teams or teammates that want to do all that team stuff. The single guy
Right.
can be booted back up and have another shot. So I like
Mhm.
that a lot.
Oh, we got Pocono stats.
we
Yeah.
do have Pocono
Pocono.
stats. So next race is Pocono. So let's go into
Can I give you a
stat guy
personal
stats.
stat?
Where's our duck?
Can I give you a
Oh, I
personal
didn't know I had
stat?
to keep it in every week.
Cody's level 1, by the way. I would like to give you a personal stat.
Oh, Cody.
The majority of my cautions in my iRacing career have been caused at Pocono because I've blown, 3 engines at Pocono from Rex,
It was like 2.
pulled onto the service road,
Yeah,
and it threw a
con-
fucking caution because I was on the service road to get off the track to not cause a problem, and it threw a caution. on
Oh,
me.
she got the
I
first.
was fucking
it was
irate.
the
First caution I've
she
ever
had
caused.
against her in the Sunday League. She was so mad. She fought so hard to get that thing.
Oh, like I pulled
from her record.
off the track not to cause a caution, and I had a blown engine limping it back to pit road, and they threw a caution. I'm like, I'm off the racing surface.
Oh, yeah, just so everybody knows, we got bot Ricks now on.
We
you
got to
guys can
put
level
the
up more
Moody.
chat.
We got to put the Moody soundboard in here every time somebody levels up. It goes brum, 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 from
I am the
Sirius.
most pissed off
I can
person.
do alerts for it. I think.
I hate
Yeah.
causing a caution. I feel like such a scumbag, and that everybody's just clicking their teeth at me, going, "This piece of shit just caused a caution."
Yeah, I don't know why you
I
get
like
so.
cautions.
I don't know
I
why you get
get
so mad when you
so
cause a
mad when I
caution. I'm
cause
just
a
like,
caution. And I think I've
I like
caused
that.
like 6 cautions. I started iRacing in like December of 2019. I think I've caused like 6 cautions my entire race career, and I get so fucking mad. And I think 3 of them were blown engines on the apron. It's so upset.
Well, the reason and you'll see this too. If she spins off, not cause a caution, she'll fucking tow.
I fucking tow immediately.
Even if she can roll it back, I'm like,
I
why do you
know.
just tow?
I don't want to cause a caution. I
No.
fucking tow immediately.
Fight for those points. Don't do that. Fight for
And then
those
I get
points.
mad and I chain smoke and drink the rest of the night.
No. Don't park
Alright.
a rental truck.
Pocono
gotten better about
stats
it.
here. Let's go
Oh,
into
you and
cyber
fucking
picks
Cody, fucking
for
perfect
next week.
attendance here.
All right. So since Corey decided not to keep the stat duck in, I'll just pretend I'm the stat
I
duck.
did see it earlier. You did have a picture of it. I saw the little ducky.
Yeah, I deleted it.
I was delaying to give him an opportunity to put it back in.
Oh, you
So
didn't get
Cyber has
Oh, they'll probably come
Cyber
over
has
the
raced 18 races at Pocono Raceway. 16 of them have had different winners. We've had 54 cautions, over
Cautions.
1,164 laps, and active winners, drivers that are still active in the league. I did not prepare this, so we're gonna fly by the seat of our pants here. Brian Dorsey has a win. Mike Stiverson has a win at Pocono.
Diverson.
Cody Heinzman has 1 win at Pocono, and also Greg Mitchell has 1 win at Pocono.
Oh.
Now, when it comes to actual races and performance at Pocono, the drivers with the most starts active at Pocono, top 3, David Gainforth 13, Brian Dorsey 10, and myself, Tom Richter, with 9. Average finish of active drivers, Greg Mitchell has 1 start with an average finish of 1.0, so that's kind of hard to bet against. Cody Heinzman has 2 starts with a 1.5 finish of at Pocono, and the next active driver is actually, I told you I didn't prepare this.
Gary Bowman.
Myself, I have 9 starts with an average finish of 6.4, so that's the
big
that's the
fall
top
off after the
3
first two.
average finishes for active drivers at Pocono. So, Eric, you're up to the fire.
Okay,
Pick-
I get to pick who I want. I'm gonna pick a long shot, somebody I think that isn't that great, but this might be the perfect track for him.
Andy
I'm gonna go
Gordon.
with Tom Richter.
Oh,
I think that
Wow.
hopefully the open track, maybe he'll have less admin stuff he's doing, and he'll be able to concentrate. So I'm gonna
do you
roll.
ever
I'm gonna
race
roll
Tom
with
off pit
Tom.
road at Pocono?
I think Tom's due, and maybe he'll focus more this week for that.
Wow. Why'd you have to say it was a long shot, Eric?
When you win, I like
Eric's
long
back
shot
on a 1 in
team.
park.
Yeah.
I like long shot
Eric, did you
team.
just get off of one in park?
If that's what it takes, I'll take my punishment. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay. All right. I can appreciate that. And
I mean, you are a long shot. You haven't done a whole lot lately. Really? I mean,
Hey,
come
you're a
on.
long
Let's be
shot,
real.
man. Come on.
Other than keep the track, the damn league running smoothly. On
you
track.
ain't done shit.
Hey, Corey,
Like
fire
other
that
than
clip
tracking
back up.
cautions.
Corey, get that clip back out from
What
this
clip
week.
you want, Eric?
One of the ones where he's spinning.
I don't know what
Okay.
number it is, so you gotta give me a
That's-
second.
I'll
Let's
just
see.
I'm just kidding.
That,
There we
that
go.
looks
That's
kind
all.
of
There
like
we
how
go.
it's
don't
spawned.
pick the one that you wrecked on Corey.
Oh
Not
yeah,
yours.
look at this.
Hey.
See?
All right.
Look, you can't even pace right. Guys down
What
on
more-
the apron.
We're gonna be
Save
die
the
hard
fuel.
this week. You gonna be the die hard?
Yeah, my day scheme is the Sears Die Hard, and
Okay. Another one of those pokies
yeah,
or whatever the hell that thing is.
Cody in chat says the day Tom wins, I'm sprinting to the YouTube chats to see my mom's reaction. Well, she will
Oh.
actually be here
Aw.
next Tuesday night. That's why we're doing Thunderstruck
go.
on Friday night. She's flying in this Sunday to spend a week here.
Is she gonna
See,
sit
there
right
you go.
behind you and watch over your shoulder?
No, she'll be downstairs.
Oh.
Can
She'll
you
be
put
watching
a
the
Why do you let her crew chief
Tom,
for
put
you?
a headset on her and let her join in the race
Oh my
comes.
god, can you imagine?
Tommy, you're going too slow.
Greg, who you got?
I'm gonna put
Eric
some
said you're a
pressure on the
long shot.
43 this week. So
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
I think Eric ran really good at Bristol. He's got a little momentum.
All right.
So I'm gonna
I'll try not to
expect
let
to
you
see you
down.
up there this week.
I'll try not
What's
to let
that?
you down.
All right. It's a drafting track, so if I gotta get behind you and push you, that's what I'm gonna do.
Hey, I'll go harder this time.
That's what she said.
Yeah, well.
Corey, Amanda.
Go first.
Well,
They'll probably steal my pick.
just Tom's winless streak would be much less if we didn't constantly wreck each other at Charlotte. Aw.
That is
Um,
true. You could probably say 2 races.
So
Greg helped with one of them.
I picked my pick a few minutes ago when we started it in my head because I know how pissed off he was Tuesday night. I know how good of a driver he is, and he's going to come back with a vengeance. I'm going to pick Dustin Ping. He is fast. He's good. If he stays away from sloppiness, I mean, he's fucking good. I think Dustin's going to take it because he's really frustrated from Tuesday night. So he's going to take a win.
That's a good pick. He would be on my deck of hands to pick. Yeah.
He is magnificent at I mean, we race Sunday nights with him. He's really good at drafting tracks, and he's really good at kind of the tracks you have to think about a little more. And in my opinion, Pocono's a track you have to think about.
Yeah.
Fair.
I am gonna go with Mr. 55, Craig Mitchell, because I know it's gonna come down to some fucking stupid fuel strategy that I can't figure out.
He doesn't
Right.
math good.
It's gonna be between him and Cody on who figures it out better. I think Greg is gonna get a little bit more aggressive on his strategy than Cody will. So I'm gonna go with Greg.
I already picked Greg,
Alright.
and I won
Alright.
that one. When he
Yeah,
won,
Greg's
Absolutely.
in that top tier guys. I wanted to go with somebody just outside the top tier.
Somebody,
Just
yeah, you
to
just
make-
Wow.
went for a long shot.
You
That's
just
what you're
keep
here for,
you just
Eric.
keep hitting.
You're here for the long shot picks.
I just wanted to pick one of those loser guys.
Yeah.
You know, you just
Yeah.
never win.
Hey,
Well-
everybody roots for an underdog sometimes.
I think
My-
when you're 14th in points, that's a pretty good underdog shot, right? I mean,
13.
Well, he's 13.
13.
oh, that's
He'll
right,
let
my
you, he'll
bad.
remind you of that.
Yeah.
I thought about Mike Stiverson, and I said, I've seen him drive lately, so I said, nah.
Well,
Hi,
it's
Mike.
fun.
Love you, Mike.
It's funny that you say that because my pick is actually coming off of a second place finish at Bristol. 8 races, 9.4 average finish. He's raced over 1,300 laps here and led, looks like he's led 33 laps at Pocono. I think Mike Stiverson
Funny how you
carries
say
the
that
momentum from Bristol. And him and I will come out of turn 3, banging, bumping uglies on the front stretch, and one of us will get the win. I would love for it to be Mike, but if we're both there, we'll see what happens.
Well, why don't you do this? Why don't you say that you could pick a lower tier guy to say finish third? I think so and so.
Oh, so you're changing your pick for Tom now?
I was going to lower the
You're finishing
bar.
third, buddy.
How about a top 15?
Yeah,
Who out in chat?
Amanda's going to get top 12. You know, something.
I'd be
Yeah.
happy with top 12 at Pocono.
That
I
would
Pick
let-
who is
that would
going to
let-
finish 12th and first.
That would
I
let us
always
pick all
get
kinds of
collective.
drivers and have a little something to look at when it's done, because you know it could give everybody a chance to get maybe. I don't know. What I know.
Well,
Where's
hey,
my
if you're
dad?
out in
Hey,
if
where's
you're
my
out in
steak?
chat,
Bring the steak back out.
if you're out in chat, put your pick in. I see Cody out there. Mike was out there
Cody's
before.
got Gary.
Gary's got a pick
City
out there.
gave
Let's
him a
take
hard time at Pocono the last time that he won.
Let's take a look at Gary here. Where is Gary? Let's expand the search here. Let's say it that way.
I will say that a lot of these tracks, like I said to Larry Bell in Discord, a lot of these tracks I've always hated. I really like in the trucks, and I don't know if it's the bigger
Ooh, Semple's
windshield.
a good pick.
Yeah, Semple's a good pick. Mike picked them
So-
out. I do like the tracks that I've always detested in the trucks. I don't know, the trucks, I've never run it before. Like, even when I brought my license up, because I had to get it up to a certain class to get into the other league we're in, I did a bunch of time trials to get through the fucking trucks to get my license up.
Yep.
I didn't run officials for it, nothing. So I didn't have much experience in it until we did this cyber league. And I love these trucks. They are awesome, and I have
Ooh.
always hated Bristol.
Big ass windshields.
Big ass way. I was so in love with it. As soon as I got in, I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. But they just feel good. And everybody's saying, oh, it's a new update, because I never ran it prior to the update that they had done. But they feel magnificent. Like, I
just so
maybe move it up
sensitive.
to a 14-1, and that's the only change I do every week.
So sensitive to damage, though. That's
Yes.
the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Especially
Gotta be
quarter
careful.
panels. Gary Bowman, 4 starts at Pocono, at least at Cyber. I'm sure he's had more elsewhere. Average finish of 7.5. Average top 5% is 50%. So 2 of the 4 races he's got a top 5 in. But the stat that I'm looking at, and we talked about this kind of every week that we're here, so hard to pass. Gary Bowman has a 50% 5-0 pole rate at Pocono. So
Oh.
you start up front, you stay up front,
It's a great
you
point.
finish up front.
Yeah, where's the qualifying? That would, yeah.
I'm
There's
terrible
where
at
you get
qualifying.
your
I suck at qualifying.
I'm so cautious because I don't want to tap a wall or spin out or
Well, I'm
anything.
not.
I've
I
really
usually
got
just
to.
fuck it up.
You know, one
I'm
thing
gonna
that,
work
okay,
on
so
it.
going back to, you guys have a lot more experience, going back to something that actually Corey really showed me a good way to practice it. So in the prior years, our team TNA would do a lot of midday Sunday practices, and we would do a lot of restart practices and pit party practices. I am terrible at restarts, and I did rather well Tuesday night because the past few weeks, Corey got me into doing the AI single race. I do,
Yep.
5 minutes of practice, 2-lap qualifying, and then I just do 5 minutes of a race. And I just restart each session over and over again. And I'm forcing myself to restart the few minutes of race time to force myself to learn restarts better because I've
Yep.
always sallied out so bad in the first turn on every restart because I'm scared to just fucking send it in. So
Well, it's kind of hard because you can't really practice that unless you do the
you
AI.
can't, yeah,
You
because
aren't gonna be like, all right, guys, they're practicing restarts. I'll be doing 50 around
Well,
the track as you guys are.
so the
practicing.
problem was I would get in a test session the last few years, unless I was in like a team practice, I would get into a test session and all I'm doing is re-practicing the same bad habit that I would have with nobody around me pushing me to the limit. So number one, if we're in a session practice, would love to do pit parties with everybody. It's one of my favorite things to practice with live drivers, but doing it in the AI in an actual race session, starting over and over again after gridding up, I think that's where my biggest struggle is with qualifying and the initial start and restart. And you guys see it, like 4 or 5 people pass me every single time. So, but qualifying, I don't know how to get better other than a super speedway. Can't do it whatsoever.
Yeah, push it
Don't
to
know
the
what the
limit.
problem is.
Amanda, I think you give yourself a lot of hell in the fact that let's say it this way, I am very comfortable racing around you, and I know that when I'm next to you, whether you're faster or I'm faster is irrelevant. I'm comfortable in the fact that we're both going to come out the other side
We push
going
each other a little bit
going
too,
in the
yeah.
going
It's
in the
fun.
straight line, and in times during practice, you've said it before, you're like, damn, this 34 won't get off my ass. Like all he ever does is come up here and hit me, and you
Well,
hold your
boots.
own. So
I race
I
harder in
think
practice than I do in the race. That's 100%. That's why you'll see, like, my practice times are way fucking better, way better
that
than I'll ever be in race time.
there you go, Amanda. Cody just gave you the speech that I was trying to give you. Thanks,
Racing, she
Mike.
drives on
I'm
the
not gonna push you. I'm gonna push you out of the way.
racing.
To Mike.
Yeah, we did. The reason why you said that is we talked about it before. Not I don't think on here, but we went to Thunder Road
I have a
where
lead foot.
Chris Legoo, crew chief, sat. We did a little road trip. Our team TNA met up at our house. We partied here. Philip Van Vliet
Side
came.
note, if you don't know Thunder Road and you have Flow Racing, try to find it. They race every Thursday night out in Barrie, Vermont. It's probably the best fucking short track on the face of the earth. More banking than you could ever think.
So basically, I filmed everything. I was going to make this documentary, but I just got lazy and never put it all together. But I filmed for the whole days we were there. And even Terry, he's one of our buddies there. He's what, like 60 something?
Yeah.
Came down, partied with us. And then we all carpooled to Thunder Road in Vermont from New York. And he even said, he's like, man, he's like, you fucking drive like you do on the highways. Like you would finish top 10 every week. She's like, motherfucker, get out of the way. She's fucking just
Real life driving for some reason I'm more aggressive.
I asked her, I'm like, why don't you do it in the game? She's like, well, I know all them. I'm like,
I don't know the
it's
people
a
on the
fucking
highway.
video game. Who
Fuck
gives a shit?
I grew up learning how to drive in Jersey and New York City. I'm a little more aggressive in real life than I am in sim racing.
Amanda, do you ever use that? It's like the start point marker, or where you can like reset at a certain spot on the track.
No,
that?
I
The
always get
active
pissed where
reset.
I'm like, why can't I just practice the same spot over and over again?
They do have that. It's called active reset.
Yeah,
Where
Really?
is the, yeah, I knew they put it in, but I haven't found it yet. Where is it at?
It's
it's
in
in your control
iRacing.
panel.
It's in
You
You know,
Control
where
panel
you,
just
where you
above the-
set that best lap,
It's an iRacing.
optimal lap,
Yeah.
and all that. There's one in there that says custom marker, and you set you up a couple of buttons for your start point. I'll go out on my out lap. I'll do the first lap of qualifying, then I'll set a lap. Then I'll run the second lap, qualifying lap. Then I'll hit reset and I'll keep running different lines, and I don't have to come out of the pits anymore. I
Oh,
don't
no
have to do
shit.
the
Are you
first lap warm
serious?
up. I can start at the
Never.
beginning of the
So
second lap.
how does that
Wow.
affect your tires though? Like, does it
It
reset your
resets
tire?
everything. Temperatures
So
go
it
back.
Really?
gives you the same exact tires that you had
Yeah,
at the mark of the
Wow.
active
everything.
reset.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
interesting.
Okay,
Just
that's
run
good
about
to
20
know.
different lines, back the corners up, and then see what did the best. If you got your ghost car on, I think
Right.
it'll even save that.
Because that's
So what
what
a lot of
pisses
times
me
I'll
off.
do,
Oh, go
what
ahead.
I'll do a lot of times is set it where it's a half lap. With your ghost car will do the best half lap of each one and put them together. Just go out there and run for 30 minutes or an hour, and then find the fastest two. It'll put them together for you, and
Wow.
it'll show you a good line. You really need to learn to use that thing, man.
I like that.
Anybody.
I'm definitely going to try that because every time I reset in the pits, when I'm practicing
No.
alone, I go back out and I actually do pace speed until I hit the restart zone, and then I gun it as if we're in an actual
But
race.
then
A
you
in a
can't
restart,
compare
yeah.
apples to oranges because you're a
Exactly.
different speed, a different start, different.
I will try, inside, outside. I try
Okay.
running different lines just so I know if I have to correct myself, if there's, somebody spitting
Yeah.
out, I know how far I can go to save it. But
Yeah,
I've
go play
never
with
known,
that.
especially on like a road track or something like that, a road race where I'm like, okay, I've mastered this section of it, but I don't know the S's or whatever it might be. Eric dishing out secrets. That's what pisses me off when I'm trying to memorize something with 12 turns. Like, I've got those 6 turns down. I want to keep practicing this section here. Like, how can I get faster in this section? So that's
Yeah.
really good to know. I like that. Use that.
Saves
Yeah,
a
road
lot of
courses
time.
are
Well, when
road courses are
Amanda wins
especially
next week.
right.
Yeah.
No, it's great
Never
for
gonna
road
happen at
courses, but
Pocono.
even for qualifying, like like most of the time, not most of the time, maybe half the time, our second lap is faster. So go kind of like similar to what Eric was just saying, just go run one lap and then set it on the back, like the
Right.
Right.
back straight of lap
hmm
of your first lap. That way you're ready to just go balls out on your second lap, and then have your relative on of your optimum lap or your best session lap or something like that, and
Yep.
then you can compare where you're losing time and
And like you
because
said about road courses, you almost never, the last turn, you never practice very often. If you spin or
Mhm.
wreck, you'll never
yeah,
run that more than once every 5 times. So
Yeah.
this allows you to do that.
yeah,
And then this is
yeah,
one of the
and
other parts that I love about leagues. So every league is its own little family. Some people get along better than some, others don't, whatever it
No.
is. But when the people are interested in helping other people, that's a lot of where my learning has come from. Like Cody. Cody's out in chat right now. The amount he has taught me. So I started out obviously with Corey and our TNA group over in our other league with Aaron Backover and Terry. They've taught me so much. And then Dustin and Cody Gibson started hopping in our chat, teaching me a couple of their things. I just kind of listen. I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but when I jump behind you guys in practices, I kind of try to watch your line, and then getting to talk to you, you say some of the tricks and things that you guys do, things that happen in chat. It's a group learning community that it's silly when people don't watch these shows or listen to people talk on the track and actually acknowledge what you're saying to get better. And that's what I actually love about this. And it's almost like a weird little obsession in my head of being careful, trying not to cause cautions, trying to learn, make you guys know I'm safe to race around, but also getting better each time, just picking up your habits at the same time. And it's almost like having a shit ton of big brothers out on the track. And it's one of my favorite parts of being in this league is I don't think I've been in a league where as many fun contributing people are involved. And Tom, I would say kudos to that, having so many people in this league that want to be involved and help other people grow.
I mean, that was kind of the emphasis on it 7 years ago is that I just wanted a clean place to run, keyword wanted. Um, um, and the uh, all the people that have joined, I mean, from like you look at the core foundation of our league, you look at the framework of the league, and you look at guys like Andy and Gary and Mike, and they have laid the foundation of a great spot, and somebody comes in and you know, then now you have these little 3-4 car teams, right? And they're willing to help. And the word teams around here doesn't really mean, how do I approach this gently? The word teams around here doesn't really mean much anymore, because while we're all racing each other, I could jump in Eric's room if Eric's faster than me one night, and I could say, "Hey, what are you doing in turn 2?" And I have no doubt in my mind that Eric would be 100% truthful with me.
Yep.
That has never happened, for the record.
Yeah.
He's a fucking liar.
Eric told me some shit that wasn't even for this track.
Andy, do not listen to him.
Yeah, no, but I mean, yeah, we set up the league with the goal in mind, but it's only as good as the people that join it.
Yep.
And Greg has told me that he raced or races in a couple of other leagues where it's more like every man for himself. You show up, and if you're faster, you're faster. If you're slower, you're slower, and we'll see you next week.
Yep.
And that's not the environment that I wanted around here. So, you know, thanks to everybody who kind
Well,
of
it's like our channel that
set
we
that
have.
vision
Like,
forward here.
Look, anybody can jump in our channel. We don't
Yeah.
give a shit. We just talk the whole time and like, all right, I'm doing this. Like half the time we don't know who's in there. All of a sudden we're like, oh shit, Casey, where the fuck do you come from? How long have
I
you
like
been in
the
here?
open honesty of like, how are you running so hard out of 4? And somebody will tell you, and like, you know, going back to it, like Corey gives me my base to every track. But Corey has a certain racing style. His settings are way different. He likes
Yeah,
certain
send
setups
that
and
bitch.
stuff. And then literally almost every single week, you guys really hear it, like in the practice Discord, where I'm like, Cody, somebody jump into my in car and tell me what I'm doing wrong in this corner. And usually it is Cody or even Dustin will jump in and go, all right, you're going in too deep. You're doing this. You got to float it more. Cody tells me all the time, you're holding on to the brakes too long. Let off the brakes, let it coast. And just, you know, they know that I'm not going to give them a run for their money, but if I can gain another spot or two, you know, just 2 years ago, I was back of the pack. I was always, you know, in BPL 30th, 35th driver. Then I was 20th driver. Then I was 15th in the very middle of the pack. And it's fun to obviously move up and get a little more competitive, but it's also fun to just have that camaraderie of like, oh, they helped me out. I got better. I'm racing like them a little bit more. And it's again,
Well,
just
I
so
think the
competitive.
important part is for Discord to be alive, because I've been in leagues where, like you say, they show up, they race, but there's no banter in the Discord. I'm big with the gifts and stuff because I want people to
No.
interact, because that's how you get them out of their shell. That's how
It's
you
all
get people to
43
go, oh, it's a
gifts, Eric.
community.
We're getting sick of it.
Right, well,
It's the same
you gotta
Eric Jones
respond.
one. You put up every goddamn week.
Cody's
There's
right
nothing
right
worse than
there,
a
by
dead
the way, in chat. That's my
A
biggest
dead
problem.
Discord just sucks, because there's no, you don't know people's personalities. They just show up and race and then they're gone.
Yeah.
I don't care for that. I could do that by myself.
Well, that's why this show's fun. Get to know everybody and chit chat. Cody is right though, right there. I tend to force the wheel to make the car turn instead of letting it roll in, or whatever the terminology you guys use. You used to tell me float it to the wall. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that means. How do I float the car up? It took
Fucking
me,
aim that bitch right at the wall.
it took me a good year or something to learn. I'm like, I don't know that word. I think it was just like 3 months ago that I learned if you kept it in 4th gear and clutched it, that I could save fuel. I'm like, when the fuck were you guys gonna tell me that?
We thought you knew it.
I'm like, you have to physically say it to me. I'm like, I didn't know I could do that. I'm like, if you don't tell me, like, I'm like, this is amazing. I save so much fuel keeping it in 4th now.
Make as small inputs as you can on your brakes, your wheel, everything. It's the old water in the glass on the dash. You got a bowl of water, drive the car to where you don't want to splash the water out of it. Big sweeping curves, as little turning as you can. Use all the tracks so that you don't have to move
And then
big,
go into the
slow,
gas pedal.
no quick movements, no quick braking, no, generally. There's places where you do want to brake hard. Most of the time, try to make it smooth, and you'll be faster over time.
And a lot of my problem is I stay
spill the
high
water.
a lot lately. The last few years I didn't, but I stay high and then I realize I want to go low, and
I like that.
I don't say dive it down, but I diamond it too much, and I destroy my tires
No,
doing that.
no inputs like that. Don't
Yeah.
be pulling it down against. If you got your, don't be pulling it against. Don't put that Don't put any friction in the car. Try to drive it without putting any
That's
friction.
why. That's why I drive a lot of force feedback, so that you can actually feel that. And you're like, well, I don't like force feedback. It shakes my hands.
There you go.
Oh
Eric.
Jesus, Tom.
Aw.
That's it. That's my buddy right there. He was not happy.
That's the best picture ever.
I like losers. What can I say?
Aw.
So were you, Eric? Were you a Richard Petty fan before you just followed the 43? Just
43. I was Jeff Burton first. I liked his conservative style, and then some reason I started watching Jones, and he had the same kind of thing.
oh,
He'd
you're
lay
actually
back,
an Eric
run the
Jones
high line.
fan.
Yeah, I'm Eric Jones. If he drives the, I don't know, 34, I might actually pull for a 34 at that point.
Whoa.
Oh,
Just kidding, Tom.
Well, you
Doesn't
are at
matter.
Pocono.
Oh, you got
Just a dab.
spammed.
But I
Wow.
don't hate Richard Petty. It's just that the 43, you have to run the classic paint. You just can't do anything else with
That's true.
43. You can't. What's the point? Go get a different number.
So looking at Cody's comment, I can use his ghost car?
Yeah.
I can use his
You-
ghost car from a replay.
Yeah.
He needs to send you the file, but
Yeah,
yeah.
he was just
Yeah.
saying that I'll send you my entire race replay, but I didn't know that was an option. Like, I
Hey.
tend to get better lap times, like in practice, when I'm chasing a good driver. I think it happened with Greg like a week or two ago. I was following Greg, watching his line, but not obsessing over his line, but trying to keep up with him, and I had my best lap of the entire practice session. And I'm like,
I'm a
"Holy
better
shit."
follower. I'm not a very good leader. A lot of people are that way. That's a natural thing.
Where
Hey,
I'm,
It's
man.
always easier behind.
yeah, I didn't know that was an
Amanda,
option.
check your PMs real quick.
Especially a non-aggressive
man.
driver. An aggressive driver can lead Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, stuff. If you're naturally not that way, you're better following generally.
Yeah. The best thing you can do is practice with somebody faster
go.
than you. Out of the practice session where there's people not wrecking all the time. But if you can practice with people that are faster than you, you'll get
Hey.
better. AI helps you control the car, but you'll get faster if you can practice with.
Yeah.
Just,
And see, Greg, that's the thing that I think a lot of people get frustrated over. And in the like let's be honest, right? Like just being transparent. I made a lot of mistakes in the past 7 years running the league, minus a year or two when Mike was here. But I think people get frustrated chasing the rabbit in front of them, as opposed to just saying, "Hey, if they're not here, I'll be the fastest one on track." Right? I've learned a lot from you, even though we've only raced, probably call it a dozen races in the same voice channel, right? But what you've provided me, what Cody has provided me, what sometimes Corey has provided me, I say sometimes because half the time I'm faster than him.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm the type of person that I like having that rabbit in front of me, and like I like to absorb the information that somebody else is willing
Yeah.
to share to
Yep.
try to get faster. And I think that's where the difference is in a lot of people. Like a lot of people just want to be the fastest car out on track.
I ask Cody all the time, like, are you always diving it low into the corner? Are you always
Yeah.
going low and then going to the middle? He's like, well, and then he gives me the reasoning behind it. Like, watch and learn. Again, I keep saying it, it's track awareness. Watch what your competitors are doing, good and bad. It'll help you survive, and it'll help you pick up on the good things as well, going, well, shit, like, his tires are better. There's a reason. What's he doing differently? But again, if you always follow the leader, you're never going to beat the leader.
no, just learn from it though, because like the other league that Tom was talking about, there's probably 10 Coke guys that I run against on a Thursday night, and it's frustrating. But I'll go back and I'll watch their replays, and to hit on Eric's point, they are the smoothest guys on the track. They're not doing many. Their line isn't any different than me, but their wheel doesn't move, so they're using the throttle and the brake to turn the car, and they're not losing the back end at all. They're not pushing the front end. So they're just the smoothest ones out there, and
Your fastest lap will feel like it's not.
yeah,
Greg,
it'll feel slow.
Right.
Greg, we obviously know you as I use the term front runner here respectfully, right? But we obviously know you as a front runner here. We know Cody as a front runner here. Where do you finish over there in terms of where you run here?
So it depends on the season. My first season, I finished second, and we ran I was running Cup, trucks, and Xfinity, and Xfinity was my full time, and I finished second. Then the next season, barely made the playoffs. I think I finished 8th. Then I finished 10th, and then now, and that was point standings. But on any given week right now, I'm lucky to be in the top 20 because it's
Okay.
What?
So it's
th-
kind of expectation management
Did
depending
you say
on where
top
you're at.
20?
I'm not kidding. They are good. They are very good.
Wow.
There's I don't know how many Coke drivers we have, but a lot of them have been Coke drivers in the past. Some are current. A lot of them are in the college series as well. So they're practicing 24/7. There's no give and take. Like everybody's just taking all the time, and it doesn't fit my style. Like I'm not a fast qualifier. I'm usually 15th to 25th qualifying with those guys. So I'm playing the track position game right from the get go, and they're already so good. I'm not gonna
We've
catch them.
got one Coke guy in our Sunday night league, right? Justin Levine. And like he's
I think
good.
he was in the
But
yeah.
I mean, some of the guys in BPL give him a fucking run for his money. Like you gave him a run for his money a bit Sunday night, and like he's good, but like maybe he wasn't a
So,
top
Greg,
10.
you're battling
it's
the
a-
bad
it's a way
air
to
and all of
work,
that
yeah.
over there by doing the same thing I deal with, trying to get up through there. So, yeah.
Yeah, and
It makes, the track
they're
position makes a difference.
big time. That's why I was
And that's,
telling Amanda to practice her hot laps because you get
yeah,
free
she could get up
positions that
there,
way.
right,
Yeah.
and fight and get in that top 10. She could make a move if she wants to let it hang out there, and it's tough, I know, to want to
Yeah,
do
you just
it.
got to force yourself to do it. Like Amanda, you control the truck well enough to go harder. I mean, don't be scared of cautions. If that's going to happen, we're all going to cause it. You can't be mad at that. It's just
I always
let
have
it.
that fear of I'm gonna wreck somebody who could be winning. It could be their one race to get them in the playoffs because I would, I still think of it as a video game, so I might be mad that 20 minutes after the race, but I'm not mad 2 days later. And we all know that one person or two people in the league that it's like, dude, it's a fucking week later. Get over it. Like it's a game still. But I don't want to be that person to ruin somebody's race or season. But at the same time, when I sit back and go, I am fucking more consistent and better than that guy, I should have raced him harder. So it's kind of one of those mental battles that I have every week, anyways. So I have been a little better about it this year, a little bit better. Each year, I'm getting a little better about
You
being
started
more
off
aggressive.
better, and you're starting to digress.
Well,
back
now
down
I'm looking,
to-
going, okay, I'm 16th
Yeah,
because
see,
I've
that's
been
where
a
you
little
start looking, oh, you gotta
cautious.
start being a little more
No, I don't
cautious.
want to
So that's
wreck
where you gotta go.
out because then I'll screw myself over because the last few times I've gotten into a playoffs in a league that I'm in, it's because I was cautious. Now, our other league that we're in, they got rid of it, but you got penalty points if you got incident points. So you get in 2 wrecks. They didn't have, a 1 in park or 2 in park, but if you got multiple incident points in a race, you got
had
penalized.
you got negative point, 1 point for every incident.
So
point.
I was getting in the playoffs each time because I didn't have incident points. So these guys who were winning, I was passing in the playoffs because I wasn't losing multiple points every single race by getting incident points. So I think it might be kind of stuck in my
yeah,
head.
ingrained in you. That
Yeah.
So if we
incident points are
just
bad.
if we just look at incidents across the entire
Oh,
season,
boy.
right? So
Oh
Steven
God, who's the
Music
champion?
well, Steven
Who's the boot
Music
champion.
Steven Music has 103 incident points. I suppose it really should be by incidents per lap, but we'll just go by number of starts here. So Steven
Incidents
Music
per season.
Rick Thompson, Corey Sherman.
Rick, yeah.
Co-
Oh, Corey,
I
on
got
the podium.
22 at Bristol.
On the podium, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Corey has 86 incidents over 10
Wait,
races over
Okay, a quarter of them came from Bristol.
1,325 laps.
I don't even let him race near me. I'm like, go by me, Jesus.
They all came from Bristol.
We
Shut
John
haven't even
Mill.
been to Coda.
Yeah, that's why I'm not up there. John Milwayne, Casey Tomlinson. That's your top 5 in incidents. The lowest of the call it anybody who has started 7 or more races. Right, we'll do it that way to try
Yeah.
to make it fair.
To be fair.
7 or more races. This is going to surprise you, Amanda. So Gary Bowman,
I can see that.
24 incidents over 10 races. So I mean that's 24
I'm sure
incidents
he,
over 10
and he
races.
wasn't.
That's
He didn't cause any of them.
You have to
probably-
remember the guys that start up front or run up front most of the races are going to have less because they're in. The guys in the
Right.
back are going to get caught up in crap. So it's a
Oh,
little bit,
The
but
back's
it's all we
fucking
have.
brutal. Brutal.
Right.
So yeah, so Gary has 24 incidents over 10 races. Doug Lockrow has 29 incidents over 7 races. And Jackie Brannon, or Chris Letts, as others like to call him, has 29 incidents. That's your bottom 3 of incidents.
I don't understand. Why does he have a different name in racing? It's still kind of
It's his government name.
okay.
No, I think he he said it before that somebody else pays for his iRacing subscription,
Okay.
and that's just what it comes up as.
I'm curious. How many do I have? I've gotten caught up in some nasty
You
shit.
have, so in order to really put this in perspective, you have 1,288 laps, 48 incidents, which is 0.04 incidents per lap. Anything below like 0.3 or 0.03 is great. Anything below like 0.05, I would say, is probably average. Because like Matt Semple has a 0.05 incident per lap. You're at 0.04.
Do you have a caused caution total tracker? I know you do.
What we
but-
need is
a caution
a whip ratio. We need to take that number and divide it by the number of claim points you've had. If you don't have many claim points, but you got a lot of that, then they're not your fault.
Mm.
You could
Yeah.
I think I have
Tom, start
one
mathing.
claim caution in 2
Listen,
seasons,
Listen,
and
I
that
didn't
has
get the duck
self-spin.
tonight, so you got the stats you got. I didn't even get the duck.
Well, unless you're running into the walls a lot, then
Well, there you go. There's always something in
There's
there.
no
There's,
fault with
yeah.
the wall.
Mm,
Oh yeah.
That's
Keeps you
true.
in the
That's
corner.
But did we get a sponsor for this broadcast yet? Because
Yes,
earlier tonight, it's fun.
Hang on. You know, sometimes at Bristol, when
Oh, here
I'm
we
feeling
go.
down because I have to park
You asked.
park my
Here we go.
truck,
Here's a sponsor read. I don't even know what's coming.
me and Greg Mitchell sit in the garage area, and we reach for an ice cold Miller Lite.
This is
Miller
true.
Lite, delicious during Cyber Thunder races in the garage area after you park your car.
We had more fun than anybody. You people
Yeah,
still
we did.
racing.
We tried
though, I'll
to
tell you that.
we threw him on the track. Tom caught one of them and spun, but he didn't cause caution.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Who just threw a beer can at my truck?
when I'm wearing women's clothing, I like a Bud Light. I
Oh.
prefer a Bud Light.
There we go. All right,
No.
Eric, it's your live read now. So when you think Cyber Thunder, you think Miller Lite. Miller Lite. Delicious.
Greg's like,
So-
I'm never
It's
doing
got
this
it's got
ever
a lot
again on a
less carbs
Friday
in it.
night. We are off
Very
the
well.
rails.
I am curious though, because I didn't get to ask this. Is one of my favorite things to
You
ask
say ask
people.
this?
Ask. I didn't get to
I've
ask
enjoyed
this.
it.
Eric,
Let me
what's
ask
your
you a question, Eric.
Okay.
what's
bring it
your favorite track to race and most hated track to race?
Oh, we didn't even talk about Eric's setup yet.
no,
either.
but that's what I want to know. Like favorite and
I
most
like-
hated.
I enjoy the Milwaukee Mile. I like
I love Milwaukee.
I like Martinsville, but nobody can drive it, so I never get to enjoy
Yeah.
it because we're getting dumped and people don't. But I love if there's 10 people out there, I'd probably have a blast. Most hated, I don't really hate them. I don't enjoy Dover that much. I don't know why. It's not hard to race. It just, to me, it's diving off. It's different from Bristol, but it's not my favorite. Pocono I never do well at. Indy I don't do well at. Those long runs like that, I guess because sometimes off the turns I'm not carrying the good speed somehow and I can't get a pass down the long straightaway. So they give me some troubles. But other than that, I like all tracks. I'm starting to enjoy the road racing a lot better. I figured some of that shifting stuff out. So I don't like super speedways without the stage breaks.
Yeah,
Just because
without the stage.
I'm not one to have a 4-car team and do all that planning. I like to
All
have a
super
life
speedway
too.
races should be like 20 laps or whatever a fuel run is.
You
Just
should
go
Yeah.
fuel run.
be in TNA at a super speedway. We all have this grand plan at the beginning of it, and then 20
Yeah,
laps
so
in, everybody's
healthy.
like, well, like that's our core group, and then they're all like, fuck off, I'm doing my own thing. Like, what? And if you
somebody
you-
fucks up a pit stop, you're
Oh.
just left out to dry.
like, oh, I forgot to check my tires, or like, well, fucking sucks
Yeah,
to be
sorry.
you. Like, ah.
I like the flat tracks, like St. Louis Gateway. I like the flat tracks because it separates
Ew.
people out. It shows not that I don't like drafting tracks; they're fun too. But to challenge yourself and to really get better and figure out the steering, you
Flat
got to
tracks
run the
are
flat
hard.
ones.
Oh, look at
You
Cody
gotta-
wants to sign up for Greg's road course school.
I don't like Sonoma. I can't piss on Sonoma. I'll go back
I
to
hate
Canada.
Sonoma.
to
Yeah.
drive that.
I'm definitely taking provisional.
So,
whenever it comes on
favorite
the
road
schedule.
track. I love Watkins Glen because I'm used to it. I raced a shit ton to
Yeah.
get my road license up. What's your favorite road if you have one?
That's it, just because of familiarity. As long as I can feel the track. Sonoma, I can't feel the track. And I think that's why you said you could drive real cars better. It's because you feel the road.
Yep.
A lot of times, if you don't have that feel, you feel like you're just skating. You're not going to dive off into turn one. So figure out your setup, your wheel, whatever lets you have the best feel. And if that's feedback, if that's steering ratio. I've gone steadily from 14-1 to 12-1. Now, a lot of times I run 8-1-1. I guess it's because
Dang.
I figured out how to make my tires last with that now. I can tell
That's
when I'm burning
tough.
them up.
Yeah.
It's a feel thing, but I did get faster as I used a quicker steering ratio. I can't explain it. I think it's because the slow ratios don't let you roll over to your right rear. The quick ones, the quick inputs, even though you're not trying to, sometimes will put the weight back on the right rear, where if you're really smooth and too smooth, nothing ever rotates and you end up pushing with the right front. It seems like I've sensed that when I would run 14 or 16-1, I would turn in on big, slow, long arcs, and it was like it never rolled over. You got to get it on that right rear and then drive it out with the throttle. That's kind of the thing you got to do in my mind that I'm learning and figuring out.
This year I'm actually learning a little bit about changing that. Before I would literally be like, what should I set it at? And now I know my comfort zone on the offset and I know well, I don't know, but people say the offset doesn't do that much, but the ratio and everything, I've learned my comfort zone at certain tracks on the ratio finally.
Get that stent analyzer. Run 10 laps with 14-1, then run 10 laps with 8-1. You'll find out on the 10-lap run you're probably faster with the quicker, but you'll wear your tires out quicker too. You learn to combat that. So play around with that at some point.
That's
Will
one of
help you
my
too.
bigger problems too, is I practice 10, 15 lap runs and I don't really practice it longer. I practice my
Well, we
line
don't really
till I'm
have-
happy with my line. I don't practice a long run. And as you probably notice, on a long run, I start losing spots left and right. So
Well, there's a short run in every long run. If you work for the long run, you never get to use your speed. So you're probably doing the right thing. I don't know. Greg knows this better than me. I'm just telling you the little things that I've come
it's
across
just
as
giggles.
I've tried to learn. through this.
Actually, I went up to 16-1 most tracks, like the 1.5 miles on the truck now.
Yeah.
I
I
used
saw
to
how
run
that
like
worked
12,
this week
14.
for
And I jumped up to the 16 like 0.
Well,
Sorry.
Greg, I've got a question for you. It's kind of similar to what Eric just touched upon. I think everybody around here knows when we see a road course, we know we're going to see the 55 up front leading most of the race. Do you find it harder to win an oval race with, call it 4 corners most of the time, or a road course race that you are just head and shoulders above the rest of the field. What is harder for you as a driver to win the race on?
I think ovals are hard. Well, I mean, it depends if you've got. I practice a lot of on road courses because you just got to get the muscle memory down. Like you got to put some time into road courses. So like I was telling you, I don't wake up and I just know the track. I'm good at. Like I put time into it. So I think the winning comes before the race. I mean, especially with the road courses, but ovals, everybody's just equal for the most part. I mean, we all find ways to just kind of save tires, or I mean, there's a lot of luck. There's no cautions in road courses, so there's a lot of luck in racing. Like Cody, for example, in this last one, he messed up early and broke loose, got damaged, lost tires, but we had 50 cautions after that, so he could get new tires, he can get his truck fixed or whatever. So it kind of evens everybody out, and he was able to get his track position back. So I mean, there's a lot of that in oval. When you race like Auto Club, Chicago, things like that, they're drafting. You can't get away. You've got to find ways to save tires. So my first win, I think, in this league was at Vegas, and Cody was racing somebody for the lead. I literally sat in third and waited, and I'm like, I'm going to give this one shot. And I just save, and let them burn. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to come off a 2, and I'm just going to have it floored and just give myself that one shot. So you've got small windows with oval.
Yeah, but you've got small windows with oval, right? But on in the same breath, you have such an opportunity to make a mistake at road courses, or to have somebody else make a mistake at road courses, and take you out of contention. So, I mean, none of us are in contention, right? So, I don't know. I just find that I would imagine that road courses are so much more difficult because, and maybe being familiar with the track is helpful. I think there's going to be kind of a curveball, because I honestly think that half the field's going to show up to Watkins Glen in 2 months whenever we race there, and be like, "Why are we racing the boot?" I'm like, "Well, I told you 6 months ago we were racing the boot."
I gotta do some practice there, because I think I've only raced a boot like twice in my life.
Or he's like, we're doing the boot. I'm like, the fuck is the boot? And I'm like, and I know and love Watkins Glen. I'm like, what?
No, you racing the Ferrari. I watched you race a bunch of races.
I just hope there's a setup there for the boot.
I just gotta know my shifting, boy. I know it gets squirrely going back up the hill. The boot.
So I was curious, why don't we do the Roval or Daytona Road? And like, why?
Because it's only really put 2 road courses in, thank God. We only get 2 provisionals.
I mean, we could be like NASCAR
road courses.
Yeah, if it was Greg, we'd be racing a Canadian Tire.
Yeah.
I mean, we're so used to
every week.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to race Coda. I don't want to race the one that I just took the provisional. I never even bought it. I'm like, fuck that. I was coming home from Ohio. I didn't have time to learn it, or Pennsylvania. But like the Roval and I feel like Daytona Road are so they're staples.
If it were up to me, if it were up to me, we would be running Tsukuba Circuit 2000 full. I don't know what it is about that track, but I could go out there and run 500 laps at Tsukuba. I think it's just a fun track. There's no elevation change. Couple of tight little hairpins. There's a short little S section.
Mike's
Greg,
like
are you
an
familiar
hour
with
and a half
Tsukuba?
behind.
I think I've probably run it, but I think if I were to pick one, I like
replay, Steverson?
Mike's talking.
Which one, Greg?
Mike doesn't think we're still live.
Which one, Greg? What'd you say, Greg? Which track?
I like Laguna Seca. But
He's just commenting on the replays. He watches it.
Laguna Seca is fun.
It's fun.
Has anybody ever told you the story of when Corey took out like half the field in our other league at the Roval? In turn 1 on like the first fucking lap, just fucking sent it and took everybody out. Stayed in the throttle, 5 feet in the air.
I was in second. We did the restart. I clipped the turtle going into 1, set me across the track, went up in the air, put it in reverse midair, came down, fuck you guys, I'm still going.
20 cars behind him. 20 cars behind him. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one.
that would have been a red flag.
You
in
can
real
actually
life.
see my wheels start spinning the other way midair.
I was a little embarrassed to be married to him. I'm like, I
I
have
clipped
nothing
the
to
turtle.
do with him.
I was running second the whole time.
My thing
So
with the
my-
Roval is that there are very few good 1.5 mile tracks on the circuit on the NASCAR schedule. Take Cyber out of the equation on the NASCAR circuit, and we decided to take away one of the best 1.5 mile races at
I heard they
Charlotte.
might be going back. I hope they do.
I hope they do, because of all the races to lose, we lost an oval race at Charlotte, real racing talking, for a road course race there. It makes zero sense to me. There's plenty of road courses there that we could run. I mean, we've got what, 6 of them on the schedule now as it is, maybe more. To take away one of the best 1.5 mile races. Old Atlanta was
oh, I
in
love
that
it.
category as
Old
well
Atlanta.
before they broke it up into Atlanta Super Speedway.
Oh,
Yeah.
To take away Charlotte Oval was really kind of criminal.
What I hate is they got rid of Auto Club. Auto Club's awesome.
Yep, that one race good. That was sad.
Do we just love Auto Club now because we know it's dead, or was the racing actually okay there?
It's
I
fun as
liked
hell
it.
on iRacing, so I love it
Yeah.
on
Well,
iRacing.
yeah. But like, I can't imagine a next gen car running there being any good racing. Because you can't get good racing at Texas in a next gen car. I mean, we saw it. Well, whatever. We're not
I
going to
like
go into that,
Texas.
but
I like racing Texas.
Well, Michigan's still around. That's kind of the sister
Yeah.
track to
Yeah.
Auto Club.
yeah, but you can't pass. Like, there's a, as Ryan Blaney calls it, air blocking bitch.
Yeah. That seems to be the problem anyway. Everywhere. I mean,
Can't they just take the spoilers lower and over? It looks to me like all you got to do is make them lift, and I don't know why we're giving all these high downforce. They could lower all those splitters and all that stuff until you can't drive them at 170 and you have to let off, and just let them wiggle. I don't understand the problem there. Why do they keep planting them? Then you got to have
Yeah.
horsepower to overcome that.
yeah, you loosen the car up, or if you
Yeah.
have a softer tire where they wear, that's the other
Right.
big thing that'll spread them out.
Right. I mean,
I actually am a big fan of when they run the option tire or prime tire, or whatever they call it. They've done it at Richmond. I think they've done it at, where else have they done it? They've done it a couple
They're
of times.
trying to get too much like F1.
Can I ask a
No,
question?
I actually enjoy the yes, I actually enjoy the option tire that they have.
Yeah. Like I get the option tire and all that, but it should just be like the soft tire, like that just wears normal. But they're trying to get too much like F1. All these road courses.
just take a center 3-inch strip of the tire and make it lower to where you only got the two outsides touching the ground.
I just want to
take the center
know.
of the tire off the track somehow.
Change 5
Gee.
lug nuts. It's a street stock. It's a stock car.
What, Amanda? What was your question?
What's your question?
So I don't know if he's taking notes, but Greg, why are you holding a pen? I've seen you playing with a pen for a while. I noticed a lot of odd things.
He's writing
but...
receipts.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what is he writing down? And
Yeah.
nobody could see. He's like,
He's got like Eric, he's got Tom, he's got Manny, he's got Corey. He's like, all right, how many times? do I
what
gotta
track
take
do
this
they
to
hate?
fuck
What are they
yourself?"
not good at? Like, he's taking
Idiot,
secret notes.
fool.
Cody's in chat. Cody,
Crazy
all
guy.
right, Cody gonna talk any shit.
I feel like he's been
Crazy.
fiddling a pen for a
Crazy
while.
idiot.
It's because if you haven't noticed, when we first started, Greg had like the sunshine on his face, and now it's just like pitch black in all of our
Yeah.
rooms.
Well, it's gonna be
and-
on it here soon again.
Friday
When
night.
are we switching over to qualifying? That's what I want to know.
and I was joking before tonight's episode. I was like, it's gonna be a 24-hour stream. We're not stopping until we get sponsored by somebody. So,
Little did
Yeah.
you know.
little did we know, here we are,
No
2.5 hours later.
Oh, I think
No
one
doubt.
That's what
time.
happens when you got this many people.
I think
together.
one time when we used to do our show Race Chatter, or was it Shop Talk?
One time at
It was
band
Shop
camp.
Talk, I think. Yeah, one time at band camp when I played the flute. I think we went. You scared Daisy. I think we went 4.5 hours.
No,
Something. We
Three
had
and a half.
open
we
Discord.
did 3.5.
We did open Discord. Anybody
we
could
did
roll in.
3.5.
It was ridiculous. 3.5, close to 4 hours all night, just hardcore drinking. Anybody could hop
That
in and
was
chit chat.
that was no you and Chris were going.
Oh,
beer
me
for
and Chris
beer.
Legue went beer for beer.
I had a beer tally I had to keep up with.
It was a
So here's
slapper.
here's my rig. It's a VRS. Move it along, right?
2.5 hours in. Hey, Eric, welcome to the show. What do you run there?
What are your hobbies?
I got a
Eric,
VRS.
introduce yourself.
I got a VR.
you
I think it's
laugh.
VRS wheel. It's really cool. I like it. Some cheap Chinese knockoff pedals, kind of like the
Oh.
ones you get off Alien, whatever that thing is. It's similar
AliExpress?
to the
From China.
from China. I'm not a big fan of that, but everything we buy has to be from China. But I bought the VRS wheel because it was the most American thing I could kind of. At least the
I was
company
gonna say,
was
I don't
here.
see you buying things from China.
And then I
It's
had,
cheap.
well, you can't. What are you gonna do? And I had the the V3 pedals I used for a long time, and just wanted something different, so I got those. And then I've got this analog shifter that I love. This Russian. Oh, there we go. Now we're buying Russian shit.
Ooh,
This analog sequential is the bomb.
I was gonna say, is
Is
it
that the same one
sequential
you
or
got?
I don't know what the fuck it's
Is
called.
it the little
you know
stainless
those
steel?
things.
yeah, with
It's
the
built
little
like
shifter
a
on it?
brick.
Yeah.
This thing,
Uh,
I literally fucking
yeah,
just
man, that's what
work
Amanda
that
has
thing.
for a
My
shifter.
whole rig moves when I shift. It's
Oh,
insane.
I love. Well,
to
see,
do.
my rig is made out of. I made it out of Unistrut from Home Depot or Lowe's. The little metal channels with the little
Oh, yeah.
slide things. I probably got a picture of it up in the rig. But I built it all. It don't move at all. It weighs about 1,000 pounds, I think.
So I
but-
love that you have that, and I love that it's a solid shifter because we have really good drivers in our other league that I found out, I think, last season that use paddle shifters on ovals and stuff. I'm like, you're a little
Paddles?
fucking bitch, and you should not be
Wow.
allowed in this fucking league
Yeah,
unless you have a
yeah.
shifter.
She'll let
If
you
you're
know.
using
Tom,
paddles on an
paddle
oval,
shift?
if you're using paddles
used
on an oval, you should be kicked out of the goddamn league and not allowed to race. I want you at a 12-turn road track shifting like a normal fucking person, trying to not money shift when you're getting back onto the actual track at Daytona Road and not using a paddle. Bing, 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 bing. Actually shift the car.
Yeah.
Drive it.
But I got a
Little pet peeve.
Yeah, I got a Formula wheel
Like,
and I
shut up,
got
all
a
right,
couple
try out.
Fanatec wheels, but I got some Fanatec wheels that I converted over to USB because I can't use them with the because I had the old Fanatec 2.5 belt drive, which was a thing of beauty for engineering, but it just finally seen its time. But I converted the wheels over. SRM is the company that builds the electronics to make it plug into a USB port, and then you can use your buttons then on the other drive. So I did that, and then I got an old Mustang electric seat here that I hooked up to an old 12-volt power supply. So I got up and down, left and right, and all that stuff on it too. So I'm kind of an electronic
American.
guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
Monitor-
Eric.
Monitors?
Is your camera like external? Can you flip us around here without messing anything up?
Oh
or-
yeah, you're right.
Oh,
I
oh
can.
God, here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh.
Let's see.
Oh,
Here's my monitor. I got a
put some pants on.
that's my
oh,
monitor.
I got a separate monitor up. I gotta move this kind of slow. That's my
Okay, so
monitor.
you have an overhead. What do you run on the overhead monitor during the races?
I run a custom made that I made. I run that free Sim Hub
Okay.
program, and I built me a fuel that gives me gallons, laps left. I
Oh.
did that myself.
You did it?
I did it
Oh.
in their program. They
Hey.
show you how to do
Oh,
it.
wow.
Shit.
Okay.
And then this was my track map when
It's
it's
my white
up.
box.
And then this is my, let's see, hang on, don't get too drunk. All right, that's my wheel that I run, and this is my dashboard that
A
looks
lot
like
of
a.
Jesus,
buttons,
look at all the
Eric.
buttons.
Buttons galore.
These are all
Yeah.
buttons for different things that I
Flying
want.
a jet
Do you
airplane.
use all those buttons, Eric? Be honest.
Yes, I got them labeled for
This one's a horn.
tires, fuel.
It's a Dukes of Hazzard horn that only he hears
It's even
It's
color
my
coded. See,
soundboard for myself.
this
when
is
he's
4
behind
tires.
Greg. He hits it.
This is 4 tires. This is
Oh,
left side
wow.
tires only, right side tires
Damn.
only. fuel. Here's my clear button in the middle. I had to color code them so that when I'm driving, I can go right to what I want to do. And I got another
clear
panel.
as 3 letters.
And you'll see I've got the carbon fiber. What I
Ooh.
used was some 1/4-inch thick plexiglass, and I
Oh, you
cut
made
it
all that?
to fit my
Holy shit,
rig.
that's
I'll show you
awesome.
that in a minute. And then I covered it with carbon fiber to make it look nice. And then I drilled a
Yeah.
bunch of holes in it and put a bunch of eBay buttons on them. Just push single push buttons. Let me get out of this thing.
Cody's racing with a
Yeah,
fucking controller.
Cody just got a fucking mouse and shit in there. He's
Cody's
got
got a Nintendo
150,000 buttons.
Well, there's my guitars.
Oh my gosh.
Fun
Oh,
stuff.
Nice.
But
I am too drunk
look
for
at that
this.
crib.
you can see the let's see if I can do this.
Is
Works
that a
too
power
close.
seat that I just saw in there?
Yeah, it's a power
Yeah, it
seat.
is.
Oh my god.
You
See,
gotta
on my
recline
right side, I
sometimes,
got my
Tom.
It's
button
got
box to
7
move it
butt
up and
kickers
down,
attached.
left and right. I got one butt kicker.
Dirty
let
old
me see if I
pervert.
Back up and show the whole thing here. Does that show my computer's on the back side of my monitors? It's pretty
That
cool.
looks like a
It
fire
works.
hazard, Eric.
Well, don't call
It's
OSHA,
hot.
whatever you do.
I sweat a
So-
lot when I race.
Then I got this little aluminum box that I put some buttons in below my main one. It's my starter, my ignition, and there's my little cheap Chinese
What-
pedals.
What is PB
They work
on
great.
there?
They work great for $200, $240 or whatever they were. Do what now?
What's PB on there? I saw a label said PB.
That's when he dumps
This-
you.
Pabst Blue Ribbon when he's pissed
Oh,
off.
Yeah, that
Yeah, he hits a
This
fucking beer pops out and it jumps in a
That's
couple
where my
of
flight's
PBR
down. I
comes
forget
out.
what it's for on that. This is my eject button when I'm crashing if I've been shot to eject. These are my landing lights. But this is my on-off ignition switch. This is my starter.
Do you use your
racing.
clutch like when you have to save fuel, or do you have a clutch button?
I use a clutch. I want it to
Nice.
be as real as I can. I
Yep,
told you
nice.
so. I do
Somebody
use a
has
clutch.
a button.
I'm a 2-foot driver on the brake and the gas generally. I got both
For the
of them.
longest time, I was a 2-foot driver in like my actual car, which is illegal.
Uh-huh.
But
Right.
I tried it a couple months ago. I'm like, can I brake with my left foot in real life? I'm like, no, that is not safe. Don't
Oh my
do
God.
that.
I don't
The
drive
Not safe.
real cars 2-footed, just race cars.
Yep.
Or
I used to
Funniest
only
thing,
drive.
I was at work today, and like it was after the warehouse people left. I'm the project manager, and somebody was walking by. And I think he thought it was a joke. This guy's like, "Corey, can you drive a forklift?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can drive a forklift." He's like, "You serious?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Chrissy and Corey can drive a forklift." So they had me like load this pallet in the truck, but I'm driving it. I'm like, I forgot to drive a forklift because I'm driving like the sim rig. I got the gas and the brake. I'm like, is that how you're supposed to drive a forklift? I'm like, I forgot. Do I have to move it like in the car? So I was just driving it 2-footed. I'm like, yeah. You guys like, move it up a little bit. I'm like, all right. I'm like, shit.
Mm.
But that was fun. I drove a forklift.
I could have ordered
I
a
drove
rig, but I
so
wanted one that didn't have any flex. I can't stand the whole thing to be jumping around on me. The first one I built was out of 2x4s. You know, we all do that, right?
Yeah. Man,
And I had that little I had that 150. Who makes that? Who's the Thrustmaster 150 was what I started with.
Yeah,
And
I remember when I first started racing, I did my pedals didn't have anything that gripped, so I'd always be chasing them under the desk.
Oh.
Right.
Oh.
Oh, it's horrible. No.
Do you ever have problems with the cats or anything trying to get under the pedals? Because like I had to put my new I got a headset. Well, Corey got me another headset a while ago. For Valentine's Day, I had to put the empty box for the headset. Yeah, for Valentine's Day, you got me a new headset because my headphones are all fucked up. I have to put the empty box in the opening of my rig because this little brown asshole jumps up while I'm in the middle of the race with VR on and will try to lay in front of my feet while I'm racing. So if I go to put my foot down under caution lap to like rest my ankle or something, I feel this little tiny fat brown dog under my foot, and he freaks out and he's like, "Oh, what's happening?" I'm like, "Dude,
Just wants to be
don't
with you.
lay
That's
in
all.
front of the pedals. What's wrong with you?" So I have to box because we have I have an elevated rig. He's got a motion rig, so it's on the floor. I have an elevated rig, so I want to feel like I'm stepping into a car. I sit in my seat, and he thinks it's fun to jump up and lay behind or in front of the pedals. So I literally have to box him out. Cody had the issue with his cat jumping in his lap last week twice, and I know some
They
other
do
people have
that.
had issues.
I shush them off.
Oh,
They don't stay.
You don't see the snake like slowly crawling
oh
up
my
your.
God, could you imagine? Eric's
No.
racing, the snake just slowly slithers.
Salem.
Salem.
Name.
Salem like the witches, but it's got something. My daughter's big into. She's learning Japanese and all kinds of stuff, so she comes up with some of these names that I don't know where the Latin studies all that stuff. So
Oh, darn.
I'd call
Oh.
it Fred and be done with it.
All right, we at least have to fill 14 minutes so we can make it 3 hours right on the dot.
Oh Lord, enough of me.
Oh, you
All
guys,
right.
you guys are
Wait.
14 minutes after 2 hours and 46.
All right, I got the perfect thing for 14
Yeah.
minutes. Greg, make up the worst NASCAR rule possible on the spot because there was no prior warning of this. And we'll go around the room and we'll have Cody decide who makes the best argument for the worst NASCAR rule.
Wait,
Ah,
I don't
Greg's like
understand.
winning, you're in
Winning in.
playoffs.
I hate it. I hate winning in. To me, that's the worst rule. I'm sure I'd come up with
A
something
rule
else,
that-
but that's my.
A rule that does not exist. It's got to be a ridiculous.
Oh, you have to
NASCAR.
come up with a rule?
Yeah, you have to make your own rule, one that does not exist.
Hmm.
Am I trying to make a bad rule?
Yeah, the worst one you could come up in your mind, and you got
To make racing better, or to make racing better or worse? To make it
It's
worse?
got to be the worst
on
rule
this
with the
game.
best implementation, like our wild tracker.
I'm confused. As a senior citizen, I'm now confused.
Eric, I'm with you, man. I don't understand what's going on right now.
All right, so
The
like
worst-
the worst
the worst
I don't know,
rule would
Tom's
be
making
allowing
up
the
a game
43 to
that
start
nobody
on the
knows.
front row every race.
That's-
Would be
Here's mine is that the caution clock that the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series or Gander Outdoor, whatever they were back then, the caution clock where if they didn't get a caution in 20-25 minutes was, again, worst rule, but was the best thing that NASCAR had going for them because it allowed racing to stay closer. If a caution didn't come out, it kept the smaller teams cost effective to get on pit road and off pit road without going a lap down and continue their race.
Wait, what?
The fuck are we talking about?
I don't know. What
We're
how much
filling
wood? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck?
We're filling
Exactly.
14 minutes.
14-minute what?
Why don't we do simple question like, what's your favorite color?
That's interesting.
Nobody knows what
And
anybody's
why?
favorite color is here. Like,
Your favorite
I mean,
80s metal band. I'll go for that.
my favorite color is Bud Light Blue.
You know,
Gore-
Tom, the real rule that I did
Yeah.
hate, I don't know if it's still a thing actually, is if a tire gets away, they were suspending teams for like 5 weeks or something.
So why
was
should they
stupid.
not do that? Tell me why they should
They're
not do
still
that.
suspending, but I think they lowered it. Where's the changer and? Oh no, you're talking
You-
about like when it got away on pit road.
Yeah, it gets away on pit road and they suspend the crew chief for like a month or something. Like
I think they got
don't know.
rid of that.
I thought it was 1 week now.
No, it's different because he's talking about if it gets away on pit road, but if a tire flies off the car because they didn't tighten the lug nut.
Oh.
That's why we
Oh,
need
yeah, I
5
guess
lug
both.
nuts.
So why should that? Why should that be eliminated then?
I don't think it should be a suspension. You should penalize the car and the team in that race. But why?
Right.
I don't know why you
I
suspend
think
them.
they give them a black flag now.
Maybe they should go back to 5 lug nuts and stop being fucking stupid.
I've been saying.
Well, even
Well,
then they
I was
had problems,
peeing.
but
My rule would be do away with pit road speed limit. First
Hell
off, if you
yeah,
can
that's
get
what I'm
the-
talking
Here
about.
we go.
Fucking
Let's
let
hear
it
the
rip.
explanation.
Well, I mean, what sells better than death and mayhem and blood? I don't understand. The fans would show up in full
I say
force.
get
for
rid
that.
of the little guys that are holding the signs and fucking stand with the sign like they used to do back in the day. No
Let's-
pit road
yeah.
speed limit, hold it.
Let's do the
Fucking stop.
90s where they didn't even wear
Flag men on the
helmets and they
track.
smoked and stuff
Right.
on pit road.
Well, this is what I wanted to do in real life. I wanted every car to be required to have like a small personal bomb under the driver's seat attached to the front bumper, and then see how people drive. I think it would make the roads so safe it would be ridiculous. Nobody
'Cause
would
if you
run into
somebody,
anything,
it'll go off.
you know, or bury a little small bomb on the track somewhere, and when a car runs
What?
over it, but so
Fucking
you watch
fucking
the
Mario
race,
Kart.
and you don't tell anybody where it's at, and you
It's
just
that
wait and see.
banana in Mario Kart or the blue shell where you're like, oh fuck.
Like soccer, you know, soccer's got this huge field. Just put one little personal bomb, bury it somewhere, and all of that out there, and then let the teams play, and just wait.
But it only goes off if you flop onto the bomb.
Right.
Yeah.
Something. You have a chance that that might happen while you're there.
All right,
Self-fig-
Pretty messed up.
Corey, what's your worst rule and how do you sell it in 3 minutes?
My worst rule?
Your worst
Um,
best rule.
My worst best rule. Okay, I don't know.
Talking real life?
Yeah.
Yours would be the Ross Chastain rule. I know it. Where you can't ride the
No.
wall.
No, that's fine.
You love him.
I think well, they should probably do it too. They should have if you cause a caution, you gotta go to EOL.
In real NASCAR?
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Okay, so explain.
So you got race control. Look, they got the guys that throw the caution.
Who's race control? Sir Elton
Dustin
John?
Pink, because he already works for NASCAR.
Dustin is the type of person who would be biased. We all know that.
Yep. All right, so you have a committee of
hate
three.
it. I
You
don't
have a
hate it.
committee of three, and then if a caution comes out, somebody gets caution, and then they should do the caution tracker too. How fun would that be? You get fucking one in park and shit. Don't cause cautions. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's mine.
this is definitely worse rules. Yeah, they need to be self-policing out there, in my opinion, because that's good for the sport.
Lower the spoilers until the cars won't hardly drive above 160 without losing them, and then let them. And then they have to let up. They go, well, that wouldn't be
Well,
safe.
you
They
want
don't-
to put bombs in the cars, Eric.
Well, I want them to have to let off the gas. They can't drive it full out. That's the point. Is see where they can drive on the edge, and then there'll be comers and goers all day long.
All right.
Yeah,
I think the
that's
best
hard.
racing was
Right.
was back when they had a lot of horsepower and no downforce. I
Yeah.
thought that was way
Right.
better racing.
We were
I agree.
watching Tubi
It's simple.
a while
Yep.
ago. You guys ever watch the NASCAR channel on Tubi yet?
Yeah, they got the NASCAR classics and all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But it was like the mid '90s.
They play all the old races.
Yeah, the
way
mid
back in the
'90s
day,
cars. I recently
24/7.
need to bring out the mid '90s cars. Those things.
Oh, those things are
fucking-
awesome.
Yeah.
Is that
Mhm.
the ones that you could do two in a row? At
Well, you
Super
could like
Speedway?
it was right when they started putting restrictor plates on them, where you could draft, but like people could pull away, and it wasn't all like pack racing.
Yeah, you could
on,
do
like,
2,
super
3 cars and
speedways
still pull away.
2-car tandems back in
Yeah.
the old. Was that car tomorrow? 2-car tandems. I
Oh,
can't
the
remember.
spoil. Yeah, I want the one with the spoiler, so I feel like I'm playing Fast and the Furious every week.
That was
Fucking
so
hate
bad.
those movies.
That was the
Oh.
worst. Yeah, we should
Man-
bring those spoilers back. That's my rule.
Amanda, what's yours? What's the worst thing you can come up with?
The worst thing like that they've changed like as a thing.
No,
now?
No, like,
you get to
what-
make
what we
one
just-
rule, but it's the worst rule ever.
The most ridiculous thing.
Female drivers? No. That
Don't get me started on that. I fucking hate female NASCAR drivers because they're all about tits and face.
Eric fucking hit
And
him.
you get
Eric,
some of
Eric.
these hookers
Okay.
at Xfinity. I like the fat dumpy girl because she's actually a racer. But you
The
get
one
that
that
fucking
Sheldon Creed.
yeah, she looks like Sheldon Creed without the glasses.
They said
That's
they're like,
great.
what if they have babies?
You get that fucking gross Cinemax looking cheap porn star that they got in there. Is she an Arca or Xfinity? I forget. Tony, whatever the fuck her name is.
Ridinger.
Oh, that
Thanks
fucking
for the name.
pig. That fucking pig needs to go goddamn back to the corner of Lyle Ave and Rochester and get out of the fucking car. She's dumping everybody. I can't stand lead actresses.
Corey
or-
Leg.
Like Danica
Yeah,
Patrick.
Corey.
It was all about a
Trying to think of her
name
name.
and having a pair of
Leg-
tits selling
Leggy.
something. I
So
can't stand it.
so no female drivers.
No
She didn't say
female
that.
drivers unless they
Oh.
fucking earned it. There's some of the
Well,
girls
they
that
did
have
put that
earned it.
that IndyCar girl in at Phoenix, and she fucking took out Suarez when she was.
And Suarez is a
slapping
bag
her
of
knee.
dicks to
her
begin with.
leg.
Suarez should not have a fucking car.
Well,
He
she
should
spun out
never
twice.
drive.
Lord.
Yeah.
It's off the rails, Tom. It's
It-
off
It,
the
it
rails.
is all right. We're gonna send this to voting. All right, everybody's made their claim. So I say we should bring back the caution tracker because we need yellows for excitement. Greg says. Help me out, Greg. What'd you say?
He
I
wasn't
had a
listening to
couple.
any of it, apparently.
I'll just summarize one, I guess, because I don't remember. I know Eric won bombshells on the car.
No, I'll take no pit road.
Bomb
pit
and
road
the
speed
track.
limit.
Bombs
Bombs
on the track randomly.
No pit road speed limit for Eric.
That's it. Death and mayhem. Sells
All
every time.
Greg, what did you have?
I didn't come up with the new one, but I still think the win and in needs to go.
Okay.
So that's the
So-
dumbest rule.
Winning in has to go.
For NASCAR?
Amanda thinks that only men should drive in NASCAR. And
The only female
Corey
here.
and Corey said
EOL if you cause caution.
having an EOL. All right,
A
so
caution
we
tracker.
need to fill 3 minutes on here. So we need you guys, all three of you watching, to vote who sold their
There's
idea the
5.
best.
Who
We
what?
got multiple
Corey said
channels.
something. What'd
I
you
see-
say? Who what? Who sold what?
What?
Who sold it the best?
Who sold the best case? Come on, no women in NASCAR. They're all fucking
No.
annoying
You-
and they race.
You know
they
that we
wreck
need
a
the
good
already-
caution
you already
clock
had
back
your
in
fucking
NASCAR. We'll bring
time.
it to
You can't-
Cyber next week.
Yeah, we should.
Just saying. How many people have that fucking Tony Chicks
Yeah.
t-shirt?
All right. Whichever one wins is coming to Cyber next week, so vote for no women driving.
In NASCAR.
Not a single comment.
No.
It's
They're
terrible.
all in bed.
Just crickets.
This is 2.5 hours too much.
No, I thought you were gonna say what rule do we not like, and I don't like
No.
the lane change rule. You know what? You finish in a position at a stage, you live with the lane that you earned at the end of the
you're
previous
talking
stage.
about the choose.
No,
Yeah,
no,
the
no.
choose
It's like the
lane.
most
Oh, I wish we had the
ridiculous.
choose.
NASCAR
I
No.
fucking
rule.
love the choose.
You finish
we
in
need to
that
choose.
number, you
I
start
love
on
it.
the
Yeah, I like the
inside,
choose.
you start on the outside.
Well,
You
obviously, you've
don't
never
get
been
to
out
choose.
front where you're on different tracks.
Cody, Carter, Michael, anybody out in chat, vote for
No women in NASCAR.
no
Death
women
and
in
mayhem.
NASCAR. Yeah, no women in NASCAR, no pit road speed limits. We need the caution tracker or the caution clock back. We need a caution tracker in NASCAR. Or what did Greg say again?
Come on, Cody, you know you're still watching.
winning
Cody
in.
doesn't. I mean, not Cody.
Come on.
Greg does.
We need
Greg
one
doesn't
mayhem.
win
vote
in
to
that.
settle this.
Death and mayhem.
Just one vote. That's all.
I
we
actually,
need.
if I was in chat, I would vote for Eric's. Bomb on the track.
Who wouldn't want to see that?
Bomb on a random spot. I mean, if
Yeah.
it's a super speedway, like you're fucking
It
fingers
is-
crossed
it
the
is
entire
fun
time.
when,
Yep. Put it in the high lane. See who runs up there now.
No one
Well,
in NASCAR.
well,
One
hold on.
for
Is
me.
it the worst rule or
Fuck
is
yeah,
it the best
Cody.
sold? Is it the best sold or the
I don't
worst
know.
rule?
You
It
came
needs
up
to
with
be the
this.
best sold.
So far, there's a vote for no women in NASCAR.
How about a
It needs-
sniper on
It
top
needs
of
to be the best sold.
building?
That's fucked up.
Just randomly fucking throwing shots out.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if they had that in iRacing? Like you're just racing along, like I got it, and all of a sudden, boom!
Oh,
You got
we've
taken
talked
out
about
by
that.
the sniper.
I do wish
Imagine
we
that-
had random flats or random engine
Yeah, that's
failures
what we've
in the
talked about
race.
before. Imagine if
I
they
would
actually
like to
brought
have
that
that.
in where you're like, motherfucker, why is this
Nope.
happening to me every
Your
week?
battery goes out or
Right.
something.
That way, when
Random
Cody's leading
mechanical
by
failure.
3 laps, we still have a chance.
That's right.
You
Come
know,
on, I
that's
hope
something
they,
that could
hope they
happen.
got him. I hope they got him this week.
All right.
Come on, Mike. You know
are-
you're still out there.
Come on, Mike. Come on, Carter. Cody's the only one who's voted so far, but so far the leader, because Cody hasn't clarified, is the worst rule is no women in NASCAR. He didn't say if that was the
The
best.
first
sold
time
or-
I'm gonna
or
win in
worst
cyber.
rule.
He's still the fastest one in
Does this
chat
give me-
too.
Does
He
this give
actually
me
got his
stage
vote in
points?
before anybody else.
Whoever wins this gets a stage point.
Oh my
Yeah,
god! Stop
there's a
trying to
stage
whore out
point on the
stage
line
points
here.
from Tom.
Tom's
Yeah.
interested.
All right.
But
Well,
Eric-
I am
Eric
willing
just
to
left.
forfeit
Oh, there
and
he
say
is.
that Amanda won the
Eric's
worst.
getting more lifesavers.
I'm fixing to
I'm willing to forfeit and
Tom
say that
giggled
Amanda
way
won.
too hard at that.
Yeah. Which rule you'd implement?
Don't try to backtrack your rule, Cody.
Yeah.
Best sold. Well, of course Cody's gonna say no win and you're in.
no British speaking
No.
No
commentators.
Mexicans.
Whoa. Yo, Lee Diffie is a national.
Whoa,
Yo,
okay.
don't
Eric
fucking
giggled.
This is a family show.
start hitting on. Don't start
just
hitting on Lee Diffie.
pull
Lee
the
Diffie is a
pin,
national
throw it.
treasure.
Pull the pin and throw it. That's what I do.
Eric's talking about bombs.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking bigot over here.
EOL for caution causer.
Oh,
right,
So that's
so
technically a half point for
That's me.
each because he gave me the vote first, so
No,
it's a half and a half.
you don't get shit.
It's a
You
tie.
can't split your decision.
Well, talk to your buddy Cody because he obviously picked me.
But he's waiting for fucking
right,
Stuyvesant is the
no,
breaker here.
Let's get out of here. It's fucking 11
Yeah.
o'clock. Jesus Christ,
Right.
Friday night.
we went 3 hours.
I messaged Greg
Felt like
before
10
at
minutes.
like 9
Hey, wanna
o'clock.
do the
I was
show
like,
real
"Yo,
quick?"
At this rate, we're gonna be here until like midnight.
We're gonna hang out in Discord for 2 hours anyways. We might as well just keep fucking talking.
Alright. I'll see y'all when I win one.
I thought
Yeah.
it was worst rule, which was Amanda,
That
but
Pocono,
worst
Eric.
I'd implement is Corey's.
try.
Okay.
I'll try to do it.
Aw.
Oh, we reached 100 messages.
I owe you a push
in
somewhere,
Restream
so.
chat.
Ooh.
We did what?
It's all good.
Yeah, we got 100 messages.
We
with
can wait for
Restream
Talladega
chat.
if we need
Somebody
to.
on Twitter?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, half of
We'll
them
get,
are
we'll
from
get a
me.
couple little
Why
something
is
before we
it
get there.
restreaming it?
That's right.
It's all the chat we
Little
had
extra.
during the show.
Oh, I thought it restreams from the other platform.
It
Like
does, but
Facebook
we've had
and-
100, but it's just been on this.
Hmm.
100 messages. Hell yeah. Breaking records left and
Let's
right here
go.
on Thunderstruck. I'm talking about. All right. Let's get. I gotta go to bed. I got a lot of shit I gotta do tomorrow. We got flooded out, and then I gotta pick up all the fucking debris all over the lawn for a mullet.
Up the
All
other
right,
guy.
we're out. We done?
On a serious, Eric,
Yeah.
you had messaged me before saying you weren't sure if you were gonna pop in. Thanks for
Yes.
popping in.
That's
Hell
fine.
It's great to
Yeah.
see a new face in here, and it's great to see
Yeah.
returning faces with Greg in here as well.
Who the fuck's Frankie
Second guessing my life
D24?
choices right now, but
Who's that?
I don't know.
Who knows who Frankie D24 is?
That's old Frank DiMaggio.
Oh no!
Eric.
Yeah, he sold all his gear and left. Right?
He
Isn't that what-
used to tell the best jokes around here. He'd be like, "What? Never mind. I'll tell you another time." He'd be like, "What's a Canadian snowstorm?"
Wasn't he a 24? Didn't he drive the
Is that like a
DuPont
candy
stuff all
cane?
the time?
Not even close.
To the candy cane or what Eric said?
He's not paying attention to you.
I don't remember what I
I'm
said
pretty
now.
sure he is because he's giggling.
Uh-oh. I'll have to go back and replay it.
Eric's like, I gotta Google what a candy cane is.
Oh yeah.
Do it.
That's,
Do
it.
Do candy
Is it-
cane image.
All right.
Has it got anything to do with teabagging, or is this the same thing?
Not even
11%, Eric.
Sorry. You like that, Corey?
Thanks, Frank.
Lord.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that we're never doing this again on a Friday night ever.
Why?
Full moon.
So we'll be back Tuesday at Pocono for how
Oh,
many
no.
laps we doing there? Hopefully like 10.
So
9.
it's funny because Pocono is the one race out of the season that so we run 100% race lanes in the truck series. Pocono is like 60 or 70, but that's what we run anyway. So I have actually Pocono is the only track on the circuit that I made the executive decision to switch and extend to 90.
Extend, you fucking
Jesus.
Yeah.
savage.
Yes,
90
because we already
laps
ran
at
60
Pocono.
there. It's like
Greg,
it's
do
like,
me
what
a
the hell?
favor and like just wreck me on lap 5.
Well,
So
you're
that we
gonna
do
be
90
there, Greg,
laps.
during the race where he has to worry about doing that.
It's okay. Corey will probably wreck half the field.
What are you talking
Tom,
about?
you know that puts it past my nap time, right?
Aw.
I mean, hell, you're going to be asleep until tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah,
like
you're gonna
2
do that
p.m.
for Pocono, Eric.
I gotta get some
Get
extra.
up, Eric. It's Tuesday. We got a race.
Man.
All right, everybody.
Anyway,
We'll see you on the broadcast, OSR Network, next Tuesday, Pocono, 8 o'clock Eastern. Then you just figure out your time slot from there. So,
What are the other time zones, Corey?
there's Central.
Mountain.
Oh yeah, so I thought GMT was General Mountain Time, but I guess it's General Mean Time.
General Motors time.
He's very
Where
cute.
you at?
It's
Where you
okay.
at, Greg? What
You know-
state you in?
you know,
Texas.
Texas.
it's funny because I didn't realize until I spoke to Eric that there is a central time zone in Florida.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
Tallahassee.
it's in the
I
Panhandle,
never
right?
would have imagined that there was a central time zone in Florida.
I didn't know that either.
Tallahassee back to the west.
Wow.
Yeah, Panhandle.
Up in
Yep.
like the
I
top
don't travel
left
much.
of Florida.
So you are Central Time then, Eric?
Mm-hmm. And Panama City Beach. Yep.
Yeah,
Panama
because when we
City.
started, he said, "What time do we start? 7?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's in a different time zone."
Man,
Yep.
that's crazy. Yeah, we're a long way apart, but at the same time zone.
Still central. Oh,
Yeah.
Texas is a long way across. I come across there in a car with no air conditioner one July. It's another story.
Surprised you're still here.
Tyler, Texas. Been through a whole. Ate at a Pizza Hut in Tyler.
What fucking year was it? No
I'm
air
old, I got a
conditioning
lot
in a car with a Pizza Hut?
With no air conditioning and a crazy
In
film.
1991.
All right, hey, y'all.
Corey, take us out of here.
All right, so
Please.
yeah, we'll see you guys Tuesday.
All right.
Thank you,
Bye,
Eric.
Mom. Bye,
Thank you,
sis.
Greg. Thank you, Tom.
You got
Thanks, Amanda. We're getting out of here. We've been going 3 hours and 8 minutes. So this is the Thunderstruck
Legendary.
record that we got to break soon, another Friday night, and get more
Sponsor
people
us.
here. All right, see
Legendary.
you guys.
All right, guys.
Peace out.
Bye.
See ya.